Ethan Palmer. I'm going to be your host today, and with me is
Peter O'Donohue
and the ever beautiful
James Miller.
Always. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Pretty good.
Tired.
Pretty good.
Recovering after a corporate event.
Yeah.
At work.
Peter the alcoholic. He showed up though.
little hair of the dog here. Yeah. It was good. Good party. It was. There was only a tiny amount of awkward sexual interactions with people I don't know.
Which honestly, at a work event, that's like the best you could hope for, right?
There was a whole lot of I have a girlfriend, and they're like, oh god, I'm so sorry. I'm like, don't worry about it. Just don't do it again.
Yeah. So what have you been playing this week? What have you been up to?
What have I been playing this week? I've been playing Titanfall 2 campaign.
Cool.
Because I need my fix.
I didn't even know there was a campaign in that game.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty.
Okay.
So the first time I played on hard.
Okay.
And then got into multiplayer, and now I'm playing on master, and it's a lot easier now. I find, just because of like all the multiplayer, it like really teaches you how to track targets and shit. Like even on master, I'm crushing boss fights in like 3 seconds. Yeah.
It's funny because I know you play Titanfall, and I know it's on sale this week, or it was actually free to play this past week. I think it's still on sale, and I've just been craving buying Overwatch for some reason. But I don't know anybody who plays Overwatch.
That's what gave it to you?
I know, like, you play Titanfall. I'm like, well, if I buy anything, I should just buy Titanfall.
You live under a rock? You don't know anyone who plays Overwatch?
No, okay, I know a couple people, but not people like I game with regularly.
Yeah,
I guess if I started playing Overwatch, then we'd have something to game with.
Otherwise, I still been on The Witcher 1, which is still janky, but still very charming.
Still rough. Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, nothing. Watched E3, got a little excited for some stuff, but we'll cover that.
Okay, that's true. E3,
cover that on another day.
E3 happened this week.
Yeah.
We're releasing an episode. Look forward to it later in the week.
Yeah, we're double dipping this week.
Double dipping this week.
Yeah.
So that's something to look forward to. How about you, James? What have you been up to?
So I've been floating between two games mainly this week. Pokemon Sun, which I totally see where you came from, Peter. The start is so slow.
It's awful.
Yeah. I got, after 2 evenings of playing it, I started to enjoy it because they weren't holding my hand anymore.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good game. I think it will be good, but the beginning is, I agree, way too slow.
Yeah. A little too torturous.
Yeah. But it's a good game aside from that.
I would fucking kill for an option in Pokemon games going forward, like just 2 yes or no questions. Are you illiterate? Yes or no? And fucking have you played Pokemon in the past?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
And then it's just like, here's how to catch a Pokemans.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, you gotta watch the game go through its own menus with the little glove.
I get it though. Like I get it. The skip makes sense, but I get that there's new people coming to the series that are like children and everything.
That's why it's yes or no,
to.
right?
Yeah, that's
like,
why the skip makes sense.
Are you a man-child that's been playing Pokemon for 20 years? Yes or no?
I do agree that there was a couple. There's a couple mechanics that I didn't get. Like there's the beam thing that I didn't get, the grooming thing that I didn't get until the tutorial.
Maybe it's just because you haven't been consistently playing updates like Peter has.
Yeah.
Like you haven't played every single iteration of
those
Pokemon
were new to
Sun.
Sun, not XY.
The grooming's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
It's
You gotta like cut your Pokemon's hair or something?
No, you just dust them off after a battle.
It's good. You don't need like paralyzed heals.
Yeah, for legit.
You don't need any status healing items though.
But they still give them to you for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Well, it's only mid battle. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. That never occurred to me.
Yeah. And also, aside from that, I've been playing Final Fantasy 15. I finally picked it up.
Oh.
After E3, it was half price, so why not? Yeah. I've been having a ton of fun with it. You know, it's just 4 boys dressed in leather with perfect hair.
Sounds like us.
Yeah, pounding demons, getting their...
Just pounding them.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is best boy? Who's the most kawaii kiss boy?
Yeah.
Oh, Gladios is pretty awesome, but you can only really play as the one guy, and I'm spacing on his name right now.
I like the
Noctis.
bad boy,
Yeah, Noctis. Yeah, that's right.
I like the smart Alec.
Oh, the smart Alec.
Yeah. He's got a
Prompt.
gun. It's
Yeah,
dangerous.
Promptu or whatever his name is. Yeah.
Promptius.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah.
Prometheus.
I only bought that yesterday, and I've been playing it probably out of my last 10 waking hours. I've played it 8 of them. So I'm really enjoying
Holy
it.
shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can tell it's the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. I've been playing this game called The Black Watchman, which a friend got for me. It's a puzzle game, but it's like, you know what an escape room is?
Yeah.
It's like an escape room in video game form. The puzzles are like so similar, but like I love a good puzzle game. So it's like you're working for this like clandestine organization, like these unnamed like factions, and they're just sending you like these case files and like intel and all this stuff, and you just have to like solve puzzles. So when it's like an antique dealer gets murdered in Chicago, and you have to look at like, they send you like 6 different pictures, and in one of the pictures you can see like a little like stretch of code and then you put the code into like a crypt, a cipher online.
Cool.
And then it'll like give you like the answer, and you have to like look it up. But what's really cool is like it actually involves like Googling. Like you have to like Google your answer. You find your answer.
Oh, it's
like,
one of those like
Wikipedia
meta games.
Yeah. It's like so you're actually using the internet, but it's like it's well done. You know, you obviously have to be careful because like you'll type in like the clue that they give you, and then like the second and third hits on Google will be like forum posts, people asking like, how do I solve this puzzle? Well, so you have to be careful. You just have to like be aware of what you're clicking on. A lot of fun nonetheless.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's true. I was trying to think if I played anything else, but that was it. I was kind of like thumbing through Pokemon Y a little bit because a buddy of mine it's trying to get a living Dex in Sun, which is like we have Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard all in the box, not just a Charizard, so you don't have them registered. You have everything.
Yeah.
And he's missing a couple legendaries, and I have doubles of some of them just from like multiple events.
Yeah.
Dang,
So
dude.
yep.
Hit up Peter if you want free Pokemon.
Keldeo and Shaman. I'm gonna give some of those for a shiny.
Boys is doing a free Pokemon to give away.
Got my friend code down below.
Yeah.
And we'll do a wonder trade.
That's it.
So I'll send you a level 3 Caterpie, and I'll get a Latios in return.
Caterpie, I know what that is.
It's a Caterpie.
Yeah. Caterpilot.
That's it.
Butterfly.
Level 5 Ratatatata for everyone who retweets.
Retweets. Level 5 Rattatas for everyone.
A Pidgey that only knows Sand Attack.
So should we get into it?
Yeah, I was gonna ask like, what do you think of some of the new Mons in Sun?
I actually have just out of like being a creature of habit have like only caught one of them, which is like some crab dude. But like
the drunk fighty crab. Crab brawler.
Yeah, I like
he's actually fucking great.
I've been catching every single Pokemon as I go, but he's the only new one that made it to my roster thus far.
Who'd you start with?
The kitty.
Oh, okay, yeah. I started with the owl.
Fire kitty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody likes the seal.
And your rival this time is weak to you rather than strong to you.
He's such a bitch. I think I mentioned this on an earlier episode how much I fucking hate him.
Yeah. Is it later like you know how there's like new resistances, like you can have a fire and a water type? Is it like later at its final form he's gonna be stronger than you? Like it kind of scales up as you go.
The final form of the owl is Grass Ghost.
Okay, that's not gonna be super effective on me.
No.
Fire Ghost.
You're gonna be Fire Dark.
Fire Dark.
I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't actually get. I didn't get into the whole Sun thing. I like finished the Pokemon League. I had the couple MVP Pokemon like the Alolan Muck, the Rainbow one.
Okay.
Really really good, but otherwise I don't know, man. It's just not that.
Yeah.
It's not my scene.
Not your thing.
Nah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so.
But yeah, it's just some very brief weeks there.
Yeah.
So what are we lore boysing today, Ethan?
We're gonna be talking about the Alien series and the movies, the games. Not Alien vs Predator, because that's...
Are they non-canon?
Non-canon.
Oh.
They have their own canon, actually, which is interesting. And there's so much more Predator stuff than there is Alien stuff. It's actually
really?
weird. I was surprised, because there's like fewer movies, fewer games, but much, much, much more lore.
I think Alien vs Predator is the only Alien in quotations movie that I've seen part of.
What?
So yeah, I know. I'm in the dark for this, so
Alien vs Predator
bring me for a ride.
Yeah.
Alien vs Predator is not that bad. AVP 2 is bad.
No, AVP 2 was the better one.
I didn't think so.
AVP 1 was the one where the woman teams up with the Predator to kill the alien.
Yeah, exactly. It's a buddy cop. It's a buddy cop movie.
But at the end of the second
and then he burns a mark into her face with acid blood to show that she's a real warrior. I was like, what? That sounds fucking stupid.
That was stupid. That was AVP 1, which I did not like.
Yeah.
But AVP 2, it's like literally just humans caught in the middle of this conflict.
Yeah,
Like, predators and aliens fighting, and humans are just fucking dying left and right. Which, if you've ever played the games, that's exactly how it goes.
Yeah.
It's like you feel so underpowered as a human. It's like
one of my favorite scenes in the second movie. It's so fucking stupid. It's when like his like blade boomerang, his glaive like flies down a hallway and then like hits a chick in the waist and then sticks her to the ceiling. It goes like up. And it's so fake. It's such a bad shot.
Yeah, it's not a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I would say from a story perspective, more than the first one, for sure.
The alien hybrid predator monster is neat looking, at least.
Yeah.
And it's got a giant Hawaiian guy inside of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is always a plus.
Who's not The Rock.
I love Maui Warriors. So yeah, that's not canon, but what we're talking about is the Alien movies themselves, and there's a couple games, there's a couple books, there's a couple comic books. Most of the really important stuff happens either during the actual Alien
films
and the Prometheus and the New Covenant film.
Yeah.
So the Alien universe Obviously, it's kind of like a divergent from our own world because it takes place in the future.
Yep.
It begins. The timeline really begins in 2023, when a man named Peter Wayland, born in 1990, gives a TED Talk.
Not me.
Not Peter O'Donoghue, but Peter Wayland.
I was born in 1991.
I was born
in 1991.
Yeah.
There you go. Not you.
Here in France.
Yeah. Bonjour. There was this promotional.
A little Saint-Ambroise for your baby.
So there was this promotional video released by Fox before the release of Prometheus, where it was literally like this character giving a TED Talk.
Okay.
And he describes the story of Prometheus, who in Greek mythology was the Titan who created mankind, and he stole fire and gave it to mankind.
Yeah.
Which was like terrible sin in the eyes of the gods on Mount Olympus.
Didn't we talk about this during the Borderlands cast as
We
well?
definitely did, because we were talking about Pandora. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you remember what his punishment was?
He was given a woman.
No, he was tied to a rock and had an eagle eating out his guts.
Fucking
for the
eagles.
rest of eternity.
Oh.
Yeah.
2 callbacks. What?
Yeah.
Look how cute that dog is. I'm sorry. Just an aside. I wish you people could see this.
So he goes off telling this thing, which is kind of like, I guess like the naming the thing, the Prometheus, they're really leaning into like this whole symbolism thing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I find anytime you write something trying to be symbolic, it usually falls flatter than if it had just occurred naturally. But
Yeah.
maybe this was like more Fox, like they did write Prometheus, and the writers did intend for it to be really symbolic, and then Fox released this or created this Peter Wayland giving a TED Talk thing. He talks about how
It's a fake character giving a fake TED Talk, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. It's in like 2023.
Oh,
when
yeah.
it happens.
Right.
Like this huge stadium. There's like a drone recording him.
They think that TED Talks will still be around in 2023. Apparently.
They think that TED Talks will be on par with the Olympics. Like, you should see this stadium. It is like packed to the brim. It's like it's ridiculous. I'm like looking at it, I'm like, it's a TED Talk. Like,
Yeah, come on, guys.
Interesting. I like a lot of TED Talks, but
Eight life hacks on how to get into space.
there's a lot.
I feel like a lot of them are 101 university courses applied to a subject.
Yeah. A lot of them are,
Yeah.
and they've gotten worse and worse as they've gotten more popular because they have like more time slots.
Well,
Basically.
like anybody and their dog can do a TED Talk now.
Talk.
right?
Yeah, as long as you submit it, I'm pretty sure they just
It's
review
like-
it.
Yeah.
Well, I know Psychology 101 and people walking on the street, so now I'm going to talk for 30 minutes about it.
Well, he
It's
didn't
like,
say anything racist in his application, so I guess we'll let him do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So Peter Wayland formed Wayland Corporation in October of 2012,
Yep.
which is the Alien Universe's Acme or Manco or what have you. It's just like
they're
the guys who make everything. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
a quick list of the things that they made. They invented terraforming. They
Okay.
invented like intergalactic communicators. They invented the hypersleep chamber. They invented the batteries that could power hypersleep chambers for that long. They invented the reactors that drive ships across galaxies. They invented faster than light travel and faster than light ejection pods even.
That sounds horrible.
Med pods, which is like you just climb in and it heals what ails you.
Yeah, that's the. There's one of those in Prometheus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It doesn't look like it's very good.
there's one in most of the aliens, honestly. In Prometheus, she uses it to like C-section herself.
Yeah, to get her octopus baby out.
And that was one that wasn't even in like a real ship. That was like a small one on like the lander ship. You know what I mean?
Oh right, yeah.
They invented this thing called the Storm Rifle,
That sounds awesome.
which has satellite guided target detection. So it's like a rifle that you can shoot like a regular rifle, or it can hit a threat 300 miles away. Basically, just shoot it up into the air and it guides the bullet down.
That's
on
great.
Yeah.
Is that in any of the movies?
Yeah, that's like the gun that most of them use. I think in the second or first one you actually see them use it to that function, but I haven't seen those movies in a while. I would have loved to have taken the time to watch them in preparation for this, but not happening.
No.
I have seen.
We've all been very busy.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
I've been playing Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
He hasn't seen any of the movies. He was the one who could have watched them. So yeah, Wayland Corporation was the first corporation to successfully terraform a foreign planet. Foreign? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
A different planet, basically, so it can be habitable.
Alien planet.
by people. Yeah.
It's still a foreign planet.
Foreigners, aliens, anyone who's not us.
Yeah, exactly.
Xenoplanet.
Yeah.
So they're the first ones to do that, and when they terraform another planet, humanity kind of gets this like, we have to go colonize like everywhere we can. As people do. I mean, that's probably pretty accurate because that's what mankind has done for the past however many hundreds of
Yeah,
thousands
3
of
million years, yeah.
Find a new spot to set up your flag, you know what I mean? Like,
Isn't there like 3 types of alien civilizations? There's the one that conquers and goes from thing to thing. There's like the peaceful ones that just stay.
The diplomatic aliens.
Yeah, the diplomatic, and then there's like a third one that are just like hyper aggressive for no reason. Am I making that up?
I never knew that we met aliens before.
No, but like just like sci-fi writers have like classified.
I kind of feel that though. I think, yeah.
I'm trying to think of an alien race that doesn't fit into one of those 3 categories, but
Yeah.
I mean, the alien from Aliens.
no, they're destructive. Just want to kill everything.
Yeah, they don't really
They're
have any kind of
chaotic
purpose.
evil, man.
Yeah.
Chaotic evil to a T. So
I was just go a quick thing. I can't remember. It's like Stellaris, I think. My roommate plays Stellaris, and he's just like, yeah, I really want to play a different way, but there was literally no benefit to not just showing up to a shittier planet and enslaving everyone.
Oh, yeah.
it's just the meta.
It's the best way, honestly. Okay, so 2089, 66 years after Peter Whalen gives his TED Talk,
Okay.
Elizabeth Shaw and Charles Holloway,
Yep.
2 archaeologists, find a star map in a cave in Scotland.
Yeah.
And this is the beginning of Prometheus. So they find this ancient star map, and basically it points to like a certain place. And they go to Peter Whalen of the Whalen Corporation, who at this point is like almost 90 years old.
Yeah.
So they go to him.
He's Guy Pearce in old man makeup.
Yeah, exactly.
You forgot to mention that at some point in the distant past, a dumb-looking alien man took a shot of black shit and fell into a waterfall.
That is. I mean, the literal beginning of the movie Prometheus. That's like the opening scene. Is this what's called an engineer? So basically, this star map was left by this race of people who Elizabeth Shaw and Charles Holloway dub as the engineers, because they're considered the engineers of mankind. It's considered they probably made mankind what it is and maybe seeded life on Earth. And then sure enough, at the beginning of Prometheus, you see one of these engineers, which is like a humanoid, white face, like weird looking alien boy. He drinks this like black liquid and then just turns to dust, and he's like standing on the edge of a river, so it's like the river symbolically spreads life over the planet.
Yeah, whiteface is totally not okay anymore.
I think he's like pale blue or something. Yeah. Yeah, like, and I remember at the beginning of that movie, he like they leave him there for some reason, and he takes a shot of this black shit, and then starts to dissolve, and then falls into the water, and then the water reassembles his DNA. Like, water is the direct counter to the black goo.
No. It's just, I think it's just, it breaks down DNA is what this black goo does. I'll get into it a bit more. So I think it's just like, it breaks down his DNA, and I think that was just supposed to be symbolically like life forming, like based off the DNA, that whatever DNA was left kind of thing. You know?
Okay, yeah.
But it's weird.
That's why we look kind of like them.
Yeah, it's weird because it breaks down DNA, and it like specifically shows like CGI like scenes where it's like DNA breaking down.
Yeah.
Whenever you drink this black goo. But the engineers are supposed to have like identical DNA to humans, which is like established in Prometheus. Or
oh, that's true. We look completely different.
Yeah.
They have no hair.
Completely different, but DNA is literally the same, and how humans were supposed to have been created was based off this broken down DNA of a thing. It's like little plot holes here and there.
Prometheus is mostly plot holes.
It's probably the weakest or second weakest movie in the whole series.
I haven't seen all of them.
I've seen all of them.
But like DNA, if it's like 99.99% similar, can still create
completely different species. So like just like us right now, it's like, oh yeah, look at that, it's identical to human DNA. It's the fact that they're 10 feet tall, pale blue, big black eyes, no hair.
Oh, one of the T's was a G. And
fuck.
It's like a big. It's like they're big on the fiction, less on the science.
Yeah.
Whatever makes it work. I know there's like a scene. I think. It's in one of the Aliens where they talk about how they have this bomb and they take the sulfur out and add hydrogen, and you're just like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not how that works.
They would take out like a bunch of gunpowder.
Yeah, that's it.
And they're just like,
add air. Like, okay, they'll probably do it. Hydrogen burns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Water doesn't.
Speaking of which, there was like a blimp caught fire and speaking of which, there was like a blimp that caught fire and crashed near a NASCAR thing this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think blimps could catch fire anymore. I guess the material.
Yeah, you took the left turn too hard.
NASCAR blips. Take 14 hours to go around the circuit.
That would be a hell of a track. Those things can't turn on a dime.
No.
Okay. So the movie Prometheus opens with the scene that we just mentioned of the alien turning to dust.
Yep.
Elizabeth and Charlie then find the star map in the next scene. They approach Peter Whalen, and Peter Whalen completely agrees. He's like, yeah, I'll fund the Prometheus project. Go to this foreign planet, serve mankind. You could tell, like, he's on his way out. This guy's like, not
because they could find the star
map.
map in a bunch of ancient shit.
Yeah, that's it. They found the first one, and then they found a bunch of other ones.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they're like, oh, look at all these religious symbols. They match these things in the star map. And when they go to the temple later, they'll see like, oh, like obviously religion was created by these aliens because they presumably visited a couple times.
Yeah, I don't know if you have it in here, but canonically speaking, the reason that they I'll mention that at the end when we get to the end of Prometheus. I'll mention why that movie ends the way it does.
Yeah. It's funny because one of the writers, I'm blanking on his name right now, but when he was talking about Alien Covenant and talking about a sequel to Alien Covenant, somebody asked, would that like link Alien Covenant and the first Alien movie? And he like pretty much said like, no, it's probably just going to tangentialize it further, so it's probably just going to like they're splitting off on their like own thing now. Which
what
is,
the
like,
fuck?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that statement. That was one writer who said it.
You're so gassy.
No, more burps. Ramen and beer. I mean. We do it to the best of us, right?
Yeah.
So, the alien humanoids referred to as engineers. So they set out to this faraway planet. They land on the moon.
What's the planet?
LV-223.
Okay, that's the one in Prometheus.
Yeah, that LV-223 is in Prometheus. I have the names of I think most of the planets in here.
It's like LV-242 is in Alien, right? Or LB?
It's like GC or something.
Oh, yeah.
I can check real quick, like. No, I don't have it written down. So I can't check real quick. Like, so they land on the moon that orbits the planet. They kind of set up their base or whatever. There's the mission director, Meredith Vickers.
Yep.
She orders the crew to avoid any and all contact because you're dealing with aliens.
Because she's not an idiot.
Yeah, that's it.
Everybody else in this movie is an idiot, though.
Is an absolute idiot. So they land on the moon.
Charlize Theron, always a pleasure.
They land on the moon. They find some ancient ruins.
Yeah.
Inside the ruins are some cylinders. Very similarly shaped to facehugger eggs, which to anyone who's seen the movies you probably recognize it right away. You're like, oh, that's a facehugger egg.
Yeah.
Don't open that thing.
Yeah.
But sure enough,
there's bad juju in there.
The android of the crew, David, who was created by Peter Whalen, the Whalen Corporation created all androids too.
Yeah.
And pretty much, it's weird. The president of the Peter Whalen. He has a scene at the beginning of the next movie where he's talking with David, this android, about like David's allowed to choose his own name, and they're looking at Michelangelo's David, the statue.
Yeah.
And that's why David chooses it. So it's like it raises some interesting questions about like this android, like what's he thinking, kind of thing. So this android takes one of those eggs, opens it up, and finds out that it's filled with this black sludge. Yeah. Which looks very similar to what the engineer drank at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. So it's just plot hole filler is really what that goo is in the first movie.
It's interesting. It kind of sets up Covenant. It was definitely plot holes, but you should probably. I mean, I'll get into plot hole filler is what Covenant was, and they did a good job of it.
Okay.
I feel like it makes Prometheus better.
Okay. Retroactively.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, you explained some stuff that you really left really open-ended in the first one. You know what I mean?
I think it's kind of silly to just like want everything to make sense in a movie called like Alien, whatever. Like,
there's a difference between making sense and like being tied up. You can present a premise and be like, oh, this doesn't make any sense, but you have to justify it at the very least, you know. Which Prometheus didn't do a good job of doing.
Okay.
No. They're like, oh, it's this alien race and they have this black stuff and you don't really know why that's there and how that connects to aliens.
And it does basically everything.
That's it, yeah.
It turned a little worm thing into like a cobra.
Yeah, it does a bunch of weird stuff.
So, then there's movies that do this and they do it right? Like they do something that you don't understand and that is left unexplained, but it leaves you asking more, and this just isn't doing that? Like
Prometheus
you think that everything needs to be explained?
No.
It has to be justified, not explained.
Okay.
You don't have to explain how it works. You have to say like why. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I mean they do to some degree. It's not the worst movie in the world. I would maybe.
Oh no.
I would maybe say like Alien Resurrection was a worse movie, and it's probably been like equally as long since I watched either of them.
Yeah.
But Alien Resurrection just like reading the synopsis again.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this is so stupid.
It's such a fucking stupid goddamn movie.
It was entertaining and all that, and I liked it when I was younger.
Yeah.
But it was like reading it now, I'm like, this is so stupid. And it's Joss Whedon who wrote it actually.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
yeah.
he doctored it.
He didn't fix it. He didn't fix it.
Yeah, definitely not. He's not happy with it. A lot of people aren't happy with it.
Good.
He doesn't like the director on it after the movie.
There was like the French guy.
Yeah, Jean-Pierre something.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize his name. He's like the only unrecognizable name who directed an Alien movie.
Yeah, who directed the third one?
The third one was
David Lynch, right?
David Lynch.
Right, yeah.
The second one was James Cameron.
Obviously, yeah.
And the first one was
Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott, who hasn't made a good movie in 15 years. Since Alien, 28 years. Yeah. Or that. Sorry, that was terrible math.
almost 40 years.
1979? Oh yeah, sorry, 38 years.
Is that why the Metroid like alien demon in like Metroid and Super Metroid named Ridley?
Yeah.
Is it after that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Her ultimate nemesis.
Rip,
King
right?
No, it's Ridley.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
King
it
of
was
the Space Pirates or whatever is Ridley. Yeah.
I thought it was named after the character, not the director.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so back on track. The android David takes one of those cylinders and he takes it aboard the ship.
Yeah.
So they're in these ruins. The android grabs one of these cylinders, starts heading back to the ship when suddenly like this crazy storm hits. And
yeah, it was the shard storm.
Yeah,
that's alien weather.
Just like weird alien weather. And like two of the scientists and like quote unquote scientists are like, we're gonna stay in here. We'll be good guys. You know what I mean? And
but they run off, don't they?
Yeah,
they get spooked by a dead engineer body.
Yeah, and
right.
They leave.
And then they fuck off.
Yeah. So they just like stay in there when the storm hits, I guess, and the rest of the crew goes back to the ship.
One of the dudes, the ginger one, like vapes inside his space helmet too. Fucking, oh god, that movie's so fucking stupid.
It's pretty cringy at times. Bro, you vape?
That's it. They got their fidget spinners running their ship and stuff.
Yeah, so while those two scientists are in there, a xenomorph-esque creature, and for those who don't know, xenomorph is what the aliens in Alien are called.
Officially now.
Yeah, those like black dog things, I don't know. Yeah, they get attacked. One of them dies, and the other one, he gets like the acid blood of the alien, because the aliens have acid blood. It like lands on his helmet, melts through his helmet,
and
that infects him with like that black goo
and then he gets
stuff,
black goo on his face,
which is around,
yeah.
So now he's infected with that black goo stuff,
which changes your DNA.
I don't know, man.
It does a lot of weird stuff.
Like one of my earliest YouTube videos that I just posted. I just made a shitpost YouTube video for fun when I was Fuck.
I think I saw that one actually.
The Prometheus in 2 minutes.
One, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So let me break down this movie for you without lore very quickly. Okay, so oh fuck. So they're all so fucking stupid. They're like, oh, we're detecting oxygen in the atmosphere, and everybody takes their helmets off, and they're just like, oh yeah, it's all good, yeah, right. And at some point, there's a line in the movie like, no, the air smells fine, like we can't get sick. It's like, yeah, because every time I've ever gotten sick, I just been like, you smell that first?
Yeah.
Do you guys smell that?
Back around.
Yeah, exactly. And then you wake up in the morning with like with the stuffed up nose and a cold, and it's like, oh man, I knew I smelled a little bit of cold yesterday.
I hate the smell of the cold virus.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's so fucking stupid. So yeah, so they're all in there taking their fucking helmets off. So Vape Lord and the other guy don't take their helmets off, but then this fucking alien cobra comes out of nowhere and like starts breaking this dude's arm, and then he tries to cut it off, and of course they have acid blood, which is never explained.
Well, it's never explained at the end, but it's like all the aliens had acid blood. Every single
which
alien
is fine.
I like how the guy who's vaping doesn't take his helmet off. Like, gotta keep it all in.
Keep it in there, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Wild
Vape
cherry.
life.
Yeah.
Vape nation.
Vape nation. And then so he gets acid on his helmet, and I guess the helmet's made of plastic because it kind of like melts and sticks to his face, and then he gets like knocked down and gets his face covered in black goo, and then one guy gets black goo in his drink, and he starts to dissolve.
Well, the black goo in the drink actually comes from the android David.
David poisons him with it.
He's curious as to what this is, so he decides to experiment on like one of the live people. So he takes a bit of the black goo out of that cylinder, slips it into his drink, and then like hands him a drink or whatever.
And if you ever find a pill or something and you want to experiment what it is, just go to a bar and find someone's drink, see what happens.
No.
It's science.
It's science. I mean, fully endorsed by Lore Boys.
Lore Boys does not endorse that statement. So the black goo, this is when it just starts to do stuff. So it dissolves the guy who drank it.
Yeah.
But he had like that's Holloway, and he has sex with Shaw.
He has sex with Shaw.
And she is instantly impregnated by a squid monster the next day.
One of the side effects of this black goo stuff is like officially like sexual arousal. Depending on how you take it, it has different effects as well. If you ingest it, it's like super heightened sexual arousal, aggression, and you eventually get like dementia and just kind of like peter off.
And you
and then
you turn to powder.
Then you turn to powder, yeah.
And it's actually cocaine that turns you into cocaine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Makes you really sexual, then
Yeah, but it's liquid cocaine.
Aggressive. Okay.
Yeah,
And then
it turns you
dementia.
into liquid cocaine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. So, Charlie Holloway, one of the original finders of the star map, ends up getting injected by the android with this black goo. He has sex with Shaw, as you say.
Yep.
Shaw does get pregnant, even though she's sterile. It's already been set up in the movie that she's sterile.
They really like set that up really fucking well.
Well, that's why they were having sex without protection.
Oh, duh.
Can't get her pregnant.
Yeah, it's so fucking. Oh, Jesus Christ, this part's so fucking stupid. Where they're having a normal conversation about all this alien life, and he's like, "Oh my god, isn't it incredible that you could that these people could create something?" And she gets super triggered because she's just like, I can't create anything. And he's just like, listen, bitch, I wasn't talking about you being barren.
Yeah, that's it.
We're on an alien moon. We're talking about aliens.
Yeah.
And then, he had sex with her, and then his sperm carrying black goo.
Gave her black goo symptoms.
Which gave her a squid baby.
Gives her a squid baby, yeah. So,
yeah.
So at this point, okay, so Charlie Holloway's symptoms start to kick in, so he's rushed. They go back into the ruins. Then this is when Holloway's symptoms start.
Well, he has like a worm in his eye first. Yeah. And then he starts to disintegrate.
He's just bugging out.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually disintegrate, but he's like bugging out, and then in the ruins. So they're like, oh shit, let's get him back to the ship. Yeah. And then,
oh my god, taking our helmets off in this alien ruin was a bad fucking
idea. Who'd have guessed, right? Like it's like I haven't even seen War of the Worlds. Like I don't even know. With Morgan Freeman as the narrator. I mean, come on.
You listen.
So you gotta listen to Morgan Freeman when he talks.
In his infinite wisdom.
Yeah. So they get back to the ship, and the mission director, Meredith Vickers, says, no, you're not coming on the ship. You're obviously infected. You're gonna die here.
And she burns him to death.
And she burns him alive with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Which was pretty fucking metal, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Good on you, Mary. So at this point,
Mary.
Yeah. At this point, we find out that Peter Wayland, the creator of Wayland Corp, is on the ship.
Yeah.
He was in a hypersleep chamber, and we find out that he wanted to come here so he could discover the secrets to immortality, basically. Yeah. He's like, he knows this is like this super evolved ancient race, and he's like, I want them to.
But he makes a huge leap of logic. Where he's just like, okay, these people created humanity, which we all just believe now.
That's it.
And then also they're going to make me immortal, so I'm going to space.
That's it. It's like very much like the act of a desperate man, you might say.
I guess,
Basically, your own mortality with that much money and that many resources. Maybe also, you do something that crazy.
Yeah.
Remember like the auto dock thing? Like when it whips open fucking Shaw?
Shaw, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like she's got the alien baby inside of her, and like this thing is just like only configured for male bodies.
What is an autodoc? I have no idea.
It's like this bed
it's like that med
with a bunch of surgery shit on it. And it just like blasts her open with a fucking laser and scoops out an alien baby.
That's how they do it in hospitals now, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It, like all the
and then it just staples her. It's just like staples her back up.
Yeah. And all the squids born in hospitals today, I tell you. So Peter Wayland's on the ship. At this point, the captain of the ship, Janik, or Yannick, I don't remember how it's pronounced, speculates that the ruins they have found are actually an old military base where this dark liquid is, he says, presumably a chemical weapon was stored.
Okay, yeah.
So he thinks this is like biological warfare, and this is where they stored them, which is actually a callback to Alien 1. Like, that makes sense. The original Alien, in a DVD commentary, Ridley Scott said the engineer ship that they found was actually a warship that was on its way to deposit Xenomorphs, so the aliens.
Yeah.
They basically just dropped like the facehugger pods,
eggs,
onto a planet and let like the aliens wipe out all life on the planet.
Okay.
So that's like the whole purpose of the aliens. So like this in Prometheus actually like makes sense. It's a callback. It's like this is like a precursor to the actual aliens themselves.
Okay. That does make sense considering how fucking stupid the aliens actually are. Yeah. I think if they're just some kind of weapon and all they're there to do is kill everything, that's all they're good at.
That's all they're good at.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't make sense because on the original engineer ship, they had aliens, but like there are no aliens yet. There's just this black goo stuff.
Yeah.
And at this point, the engineer species is pretty much extinct.
Yes.
So it's like, when did they develop into facehugger eggs and all that stuff? But that's another big plot hole that we just kind of gloss over.
Yeah, sure. You got like jars of black shit,
Yeah.
and like, who exactly turned this into alien eggs?
That will come up, but it
Yeah.
doesn't explain why that ship was full of alien eggs. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But it will come up.
Okay.
So they find an engineer in
Yep.
the ruins. They found it earlier. The one guy who got infected and the other guy who died.
Yep.
They found that engineer, and he's in stasis. He's still alive. So they wake him up, or David specifically, the android, wakes him up because he's fascinated with him. And the engineer promptly proceeds to just cut David's fucking head off.
Yep.
Just like, fuck you, dude. I was sleeping. And he cuts David's head off, the android. So now the decapitated David communicates with Shaw, telling her that the engineer has plans on spreading this black liquid all over Earth.
Yeah.
Again, unexplained. This is kind of what
It's
what
explained
I was
in an interview, though. This is what I had mentioned earlier. The engineers hate people
Yeah.
because Jesus was an engineer, and we killed Jesus.
No, you didn't actually hear that.
Yeah, dude.
No. Oh, cheapers. I believe you. I believe you 100%.
No.
That's just like,
You believe that in real life that Jesus was an engineer?
yeah.
Okay.
Jesus was definitely a spook alien. That's the only explanation, right?
Yeah.
How do you turn water into wine?
Yeah.
Black goo.
Grapes can do it. But
Not Jesus,
not
Jesus.
Grapes are Jesus.
Yeah, here we go. Ridley Scott reveals the engineer's true intentions. And then, yeah, it's because Jesus, the only thing that could be, it was that we killed Jesus, who was apparently an engineer. The engineers sent Jesus from the sky, and then we were just like, no.
I mean, that was confirmed, and sure. I think it's silly, but sure. I can accept that as like an explanation.
I like that Jesus is now part of the alien canon.
Yeah.
Why? Why are these friends? Why are these friends are so fucking stupid?
Or are aliens now part of our real world canon?
Oh, are there aliens in the Bible?
Yeah.
Where God was just like, okay, Sodom and Gomorrah, I'm not about it. He didn't actually rain down a fiery fucking firestorm.
Yeah.
It was alien eggs.
It was alien
And
eggs,
then Lot's wife didn't turn to a pillar of salt. Chest burster.
Hashtag redefine your narrative.
She whipped around and looked at the city very briefly, and then just like.
Yeah.
So tune in next week. We're gonna have the Pope on.
Yeah.
We're good buddies. So.
Lore Boys, the Bible.
Lore Boys Pope. Lore Pope.
If Jesus is an engineer, what is the Pope? Is he like training to be an engineer? Or is he the guy? Is he the secretary that calls the engineer?
I think the Pope in the alien canon now is probably still the same Earth Pope we currently have, because we don't.
Yeah.
He doesn't still work for Jesus, and if Jesus is dead canonically in the movies and on Earth, on our timeline, the darkest timeline.
But he's not. He's supposed to be like ascended, right?
Yeah, doesn't he live?
If we want to get real theological with it, right?
Does he live within all of us? I don't know. Ridley Scott got off on this weird fucking religious bender with these movies. The first one is just a horror film about an alien monster.
So fantastic.
And now Jesus is an engineer, and this thing was created as revenge for us killing Jesus.
Yeah.
Why? What the fuck?
Why do you gotta go there with it?
Man.
I love the first Alien movie was so fucking good.
I know.
It's like mind blowing.
But now this thing is here to punish us for our original sin.
That's it.
What?
All that shit.
Ugh.
And it's like the first one was like the perfect horror movie. You know, it's like it's up there with like The Thing or like
The Thing is
Event
so good,
Horizon,
yeah.
you know, where it's like it's just like super tense. It's not like jump scares. It's
No,
not gore. It's not a slasher who's out to get you. It's like tense, and you're just like, oh fuck, like you're constantly on edge. Like, what the fuck is gonna happen next? Like,
You know what's
what is
funny?
it
People
gonna
actually apparently don't like Event Horizon, but I think that movie's great.
do? That was a great movie.
I think
yeah.
it's wacky and fucking weird.
I mean, yeah, it was an early '90s sci-fi.
Very
so
90s,
It's gonna be
yeah.
a little camp. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, no matter what.
Yeah. They tunnel through space. Just quick lore boys aside, little mini-sode on Event Horizon. The lore of that film is that they find a way to tunnel through space so that they can cross vast distances. It's kind of like Star Trek where they have
wormhole, yeah.
the U-shaped wormhole thing.
That's it, yeah.
Turns out between our two ends of our universes is actual hell where there are barbed wire blood orgies.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fucking metal as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sam Neill goes crazy. He's just like, I don't need my eyes. Or something.
So where were we? So engineer, they find the engineer.
Yeah.
They wake him up. Decapitates David. David lets Shaw know that
He also
life on Earth is gonna die.
Beats Peter Whalen to death with David's head, and then punches the Scottish lady.
Peter Whelan's like, I can talk to you. You're gonna save me. And it's
Yeah.
like, all right, this is after he cut the android's fucking head off just for waking him up. And it's like, a guy wakes you up, you cut his head off. A guy comes up to you saying like, give me the secret to immortality, bro. Like, how do you think he's gonna react?
Where'd you get it?
Yeah. So Shaw,
of which I have no proof at all.
Yeah,
like
that you even have it.
Them going to space to talk to the engineers about getting immortality is just as legitimate as if he had just walked outside and grabbed the first person he saw. Because he had no proof.
Tell me the secret of immortality.
Yeah.
It's weird. So Shaw, Elizabeth Shaw, the woman who originally found the star map, who has the squid baby, who she cut out of herself. The squid baby was actually really interesting. It comes out like super small, and then she has like this sterilize button in the med bay that's supposed to like kill like whatever. It's supposed to clean like all like pathogens, but it just knocks it unconscious. So later they go back to that med bay, and it's just this massive fucking squid thing like taking over the whole escape bed. So Elizabeth Shaw tells Vickers, the mission director, who then crashes the Prometheus, their ship, into the engineer's ship to try and stop the engineer from getting back to Earth and destroying all life.
Okay.
So Shaw then goes to the escape pod of the Prometheus and finds her squid baby all grown up, like I said. The engineer apparently survived the crash of when Vickers, the mission director, crashed the Prometheus into her ship.
No, it was Idris Elba crashed the Prometheus into the hoop ship.
Yeah.
Because Vickers gets smushed by running in a straight line from a big old hoop.
Oh yeah,
because she's an idiot.
Yeah. So
just like everybody in this movie.
They crash the Prometheus into the engineer ship. The engineer survives, attacks Shaw, but Shaw uses her squid baby, to attack the engineer.
Because it's massive now.
Yeah, it's huge now. She abandons the ship filled with aliens now. Shaw finds the android David's corpse and uses it to help her pilot the engineer ship.
Right, yeah. So crashing the Prometheus into the hoop ship did nothing.
Didn't disable it.
It crashed.
Yeah.
For some reason, it managed to roll a bit and tip over, but was still fully functional.
Fully functional.
Right.
And the engineer then got out of it. Didn't try to start it again and see if it would go. He just got out of it at that point.
He was looking for some jumper cables.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he got attacked by a squid monster.
And they just hooked that bad boy right up to the android David.
And
jump started.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah. So they take off.
And get me out of this snowbank.
They take off, and then you see an alien bursting from the engineer's chest.
Right.
Which is not a xenomorph. It's
a proto thing.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. So here's another thing that I don't get. Okay, so the black goo went through so many steps to get to this point, right?
Yeah.
So the black goo got put in a dude's drink, okay?
Yeah.
Then he had sex with Shaw.
Yeah.
Who gave birth to a squid baby.
Yes.
Who then had sex with the engineer.
Yes.
Who then gave birth to a chest burster.
To a proto baby, yeah.
Yes.
X chromosome, Y chromosome,
black goo,
alien Z chromosome from one alien, W chromosome from another alien.
Right.
And here we are, proto xenomorph. It's a thing of beauty, dude.
Yeah.
That's the circle
of
life.
Magic. Yeah, I was gonna say the magic of creation.
Yeah, God's bump.
So the engineers.
Bring it back.
The engineers, also known as pilots, space jockeys, which was...
Well, the space jockey was in the first movie because he was just there.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was some weird-looking thing.
Because it was like a ship, which was obviously an alien ship,
yeah.
but obviously did not belong to the aliens which now inhabited it.
Yeah.
The xenomorphs, which now we know are bombs,
because they're too stupid to drive.
Exactly.
Or do anything.
They're also called Oceans or Malakak, but
what?
Who cares?
Malakak
with an apostrophe. Every cool sci-fi or fantasy name has to have an apostrophe in it.
Okay,
at least one apostrophe. The more apostrophes you have, the cooler.
The more legit your fantasy cred.
Kachain Kamale.
Yeah. So, yeah. There's the one engineer, probably the most famous engineer.
The space jockey.
Is the one who seeded life on Earth.
Yeah.
Because they're not mentioned in any of...
Wait, not the space jockey. The one who seeded life on Earth is the guy who kills himself at the beginning of Prometheus.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
He is a space jockey, though.
Yeah.
They're like a space.
Those same species.
Another word for because originally, apparently, it was on the set of Alien that they just needed a name for this other race, and so it's like space jockeys just stuck.
Yeah.
It was like the crew that came up with it. They started calling them the space jockeys, and that just made its way into the writing and made its way into the canon through that.
Yeah. So in the first movie, Sorry. For some reason, I felt like, oh yeah, because James is being so quiet because he hasn't seen any of these movies. He's just like watching the whole thing. I was just about to explain the first film to him, but then I realized this is what the purpose of the episode is, and I'm just a fucking idiot.
Yeah. So, a couple little points of lore. Like I said, the aliens were meant to be used as bombs.
Yep.
The squid monster that Dr. Shaw gave birth to was actually called a trilobite.
Why?
Just the name that stuck again.
It's got way more than 3 tentacles.
Yeah. A trilobite also has vertebra, and this thing didn't. But initially it was supposed to look like a trilobite.
Right. But then they were just like, nah, octopus.
Movie magic, octopus, you know what I mean? So it impregnates creatures very similar to facehuggers, but the infected engineer, like we just said, gives birth to what's called a deacon. Is that tween xenomorph that we saw.
Yeah. Why is it called the Deacon?
That I don't know.
Is it just because Ridley Scott loves his apparently like new Catholic mythology?
I guess, yeah.
They're all just names, man.
They're all just names.
Yeah.
You're named Peter. You can't talk.
That's true.
You're in the Bible, man.
Yeah.
You don't even have any like.
What was that like reading the Bible? What was it like meeting Jesus, the engineer?
Are there any apostrophe names in the Bible?
Very tall.
Very tall.
I don't know.
Maybe in the original translation? It's hard to say.
I'd hope so.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2101.
Jesus O'Malley.
Yeah. 2101, after the events of Prometheus, the colonial marines are established.
War was beginning.
War were declared, as they say.
2101 is when all your base are belong to us is set.
That's it.
Yeah.
So basically, after Prometheus, Weyland Corp keeps sending out these colonization missions.
Okay.
And they just keep going dark. You know what I mean? Like they just keep dying, keep going dark. Don't really know what's going on. So they form this thing called the Colonial Marines, where basically just grunts that are supposed to go with these colonization projects.
Okay, yeah.
And help them out. Keep them safe, as it were. So about 3 years after that, the happenings of Alien Covenant occur.
Right. Okay.
So the Covenant...
This is the only one I haven't seen.
Yeah, which is in the chronology.
Chronologically.
Yeah, it's the second movie in the order of Aliens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's the newest film, but it's the second one in the timeline.
Okay, it's the second anything in the timeline.
Yeah.
Games, books, anything.
Okay.
Like Prometheus was
then
supposed
Covenant.
to be the very the super prologue.
Yeah.
And now Alien Covenant, like I said, fills a lot of plot holes that Prometheus left open, which I'm happy for.
I follow.
Yeah. So the Covenant itself was a colonization ship bound for a distant world with lovable crew. Danny McBride. You see James Franco for a little bit.
Yeah. He has a cameo.
He's not in the movie. So there's Danny McBride. There's some other people.
Danny McBride, a bunch of exactly some guy with a really manly name. The actor.
Butch Handgun.
Gruff Johnson.
Bush Handgun, exactly. Gruff Johnson. I like that one.
Okay. So
that sounds like if you're not manscaping though.
Gruff Johnson.
That'll be my stage name.
Gruff Johnson. So this ship, the Covenant, houses 1,000 people in hypersleep and 1,000 embryos, all on ice, just ready so that when they land, it's boom, you got 1,000 people ready to build and 1,000 kids ready to grow up on this planet.
People can't just fuck when they get there.
They're gonna, but you want it to be quicker than that. You don't want to land in 9 months.
You don't have to tell people to have sex.
No.
Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah, you want them ready to pop right when you get there.
Yeah. How developed are these embryos?
I have no idea.
How many of these embryos are Jesus?
At least 7.
Also, how many of the disciples were engineers?
All of them.
Was Judas a chest burster?
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Or was Judas a face hugger?
No, it must have been a chest
Can we get an updated Last Supper photo where Jesus is this big, dumb, blue-looking alien guy who's 12 feet tall, and there's an alien egg with silver coins being put into it?
Yeah, Judas.
And then everybody else.
Judas was the engineer who injected Jesus with the black goo, which made a chest burster come out of him.
Okay, so we didn't crucify him.
No, I used chest bursted.
Okay.
An alien burst through his ribcage and killed him like that.
Was it exactly like in the first film where he's starts coughing at the Last Supper and collapses on the table, and then a chest burster just
right out of him.
Flies out of Jesus' chest?
All right. Then they crucified him after he was already dead.
Oh, okay.
It was a symbolic thing.
The Romans managed... I thought maybe the Romans would have crucified the alien.
That's the only way you can nail down an engineer, man. He's got to be dead first. There's no way you're
gonna
get an
that's true.
engineer.
They're so strong. They're too strong.
They're strong. So there's this spooky space thing when the Covenant is en route to the planet that it's going to colonize.
That was the alternate title for the movie.
Spooky space thing.
Spooky space thing? It's like a solar flare or like a temporal disruption or some like sci-fi buzzwords that like knock the ship, like fuck the ship up.
It's a space storm of some description.
A space storm fucks the shit up. So the android watching over the ship, Michael Fassbender, who played the android in the first film, David. This one's name is Walter, but he's also played by Michael Fassbender, so you assume he's like an identical.
Well, the model, right? Yeah, like everybody's iPhone looks the same, everybody's Android looks the same,
everybody's
Android looks the same.
White people all look the same.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, sorry, that was a complete accident. But he is an Android.
He is an Android.
I'm sorry.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So the then captain.
As far as phones go, that's not true though. Androids all look different.
Yeah.
Android telephones?
I didn't know why you said it, but I was yes-anding you. I was like, yeah.
Yes and?
Yes and.
We're now just a...
Yes, Android.
Now we're just a cringy improv group.
Oh, yeah. Haven't we always been, though?
Yeah.
So the then captain, James Franco, dies, and I tell you that because it's not a spoiler. It happens in the first 20 minutes, and like this storm...
We have to spoil the film if we're going to do the timeline.
He doesn't wake up. But even this, like I'm saying, like if you're upset right now, it's not a spoiler. This is just like... In 20 minutes, not even. He has maybe like 6 minutes of screen time, and then 20 minutes in, this storm happens, and he never wakes up from hypersleep, basically.
And spoilers will be warned before they happen, so don't turn the thing off right now.
Please don't turn us off.
We need you.
We just need the download, really.
Yeah. No, you guys gotta listen to the very fucking end.
The whole thing
on YouTube. They do.
That's true. Yeah.
So there's a new captain elected,
which is Grumpy Man.
Yeah, Grumpy Man.
Right.
To the protest of the former captain's wife. They hear this radio transmission coming from this uncharted planet, basically. And the new captain, Orem, decides to investigate. And the old captain's wife is like, "You're stupid. Why are we doing this? We have a mission. Like, let's just go to the planet." And apparently he's like, "Shut up. Shut up. I'm the captain now. We're going to check out this fucking spooky space signal.
I am the captain now.
Yeah. And he's like, we're going to check out this spooky space signal for no real good reason, but you know what? It happens.
Well, it's like whenever you're on a boat, right? You see someone in distress, you got to go help them. Space is a big place. When you hear a distress signal, you have to go help them.
Space is the largest ocean.
Well, you don't know that.
The Star Ocean.
No, wait, the Pacific is the largest ocean. Yeah.
The Star Ocean.
Star Ocean.
Next time on Lore Boys, Star Ocean.
Star Ocean.
I've never played those games, I'm kidding.
I didn't know that they were games.
They're games.
Yeah, here we go.
Star Ocean, some JRPGs, I think.
Lore Boys learning.
All right.
Lore Boys teaching each other.
Learning with Lore Boys.
Next week, we learn phonics.
Yeah. Starts with a PH, it's weird.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Yeah.
The word is your first lesson.
So the Covenant shows up at this planet, starts to orbit it.
So does the Covenant go down in this movie, or do they have a pod?
Get that? Oh no, there's a pod. Sorry, I thought you were meaning like at the end of the movie. Does everybody die? I was like, well, can we get there? But no, they orbit. They send a lander.
Yeah.
So while they're planetside, we got two members who apparently take off their helmets, similar to Prometheus.
No, in the trailer, no one's wearing a helmet.
Okay, there you go.
Right.
So two people get infected by spores.
The black goo is spores now.
Too. It's like you have this thing. You have this atmosphere, and you have this reader that says this atmosphere is safe to breathe.
Yeah.
But like it's taking like such a small sample of the entire atmosphere. Like why would you ever take off your? That can't be protocol.
I know.
And a reader in one planet or one space system, like it's not going to be the same in the next.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, like I've seen the trailers for this movie and watched a couple of like Korean cam clips on YouTube. Like everybody in this movie is just as fucking stupid.
It's like you'd go to like millions of light years away, and you take like one of those pool like sampling kits to check your pH, and you like check their water. That way, safe
they
to
just
swim.
Like roll down the spaceship window, hold it out, turn schmick, they're like, it's good, guys.
pH neutral.
Well, the air isn't chlorine, so we should probably breathe it.
Exactly.
It's a little basic, but I mean,
just like the movie.
But yeah, like in the trailers, everybody's wearing like bucket hats, like they're going fishing with their dad, and they just get out and walk around on this fucking planet.
So two crew members get infected by spores, which resemble, as you said, the black goo.
Black goo spores now.
And airborne form. So one of these infected crewmen is guided back to the medbay lander, where a neomorph, a pale white alien not dissimilar to xenomorphs, bursts from his back.
Yeah.
So it's like
I've seen that clip. It's gross.
Again, another like proto xenomorph kind of thing. Bursts from his back apparently, which is unusual. It's not a chest burster; it's a back burster apparently.
That's Just a different exit or entrance, right? Like you're already there. Like why not go through the back? There's
no real reason, just from a movie standpoint. It was like a very iconic thing. Was like this chest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I'd love to know.
Every single alien was like
the writer. He comes out the back, and
everyone's like, oh my god, how did we never think of that?
Yeah.
Or one guy's really upset about it. He's like, you're crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
An old crusty old man in the writing room, like, Breaking Bad, that's not how we made alien movies, damn it.
Throws his fucking chair out the window. He's like, no.
Yeah. He's like literally in a wheelchair. He stands up to say this, like, racing.
Ridley Scott hasn't stood up in 21 years.
But this one writer got him. Click here to find out how.
I'd like to know how because I know in the trailer the spore goes into his ear because they're idiots and they're not wearing helmets, and then it bursts out of his back somehow. I'd like to know how it got from his ear canal to somewhere in his back where it could gestate very quickly.
Science fiction versus fiction, science.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
It's just like one of those things. It's like, yeah, you can get infected you can get an ear infection. That's a real thing.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So he gets an ear infection.
Gets his spine problems.
Gets an ear infection, goes to his blood, goes into his...
I was going to say bloodstream. Yeah.
Somewhere.
It affects everything, right?
Yeah.
Everything needs blood.
We all got blood.
Everything needs it, too.
I had nosebleed yesterday.
There you go. So this thing bursts from his back in a brilliant display. The woman who's trying to help him tries to shoot the alien that just burst out.
I know.
Shoots the ship. The whole ship blows up, and she just kills herself. And this is the lander. Like this is what they have to get themselves like from the planet to orbit.
Yeah, I've seen this part. It's so fucking. So yeah, like the lady is with her husband, I think it is, and she's like, no, don't worry, honey.
All couples.
Yeah, and then it spikes come out and stab her in the hand. She's like, oh fuck, nope, never mind.
Yeah.
Yo, to death do us part, bitch.
Yeah.
And so he's dead.
Yeah.
So she's like trying to get out, and it's this other stupid woman.
But somebody had stacked red barrels in the med bay.
Yeah.
And it's like as soon as you shoot a red barrel, it's gonna blow up, and it just like fucks the lift up.
We play video games.
Yeah,
it's like
it falls out of this guy's back and then kills his wife immediately.
Yeah.
And then the lady, who's trying to kill it, just is shooting like a madman all over the place, and just blows the fucking lander up, kills everybody except the monster, right? Like
she kills herself. The monster gets away.
Out.
The monster gets away.
That's a fun thing that we should play on expectations. If anyone who's listening ever makes a game, make a red barrel that when you shoot it, just like milk comes out or something.
No, I don't like it.
Laugh,
I don't like it. I don't like my expectations to be turned on their heads. No. I like everything to be orderly.
Okay, you're the chest burster.
Very vanilla.
Yeah.
Chest burster only, no back bursters.
Okay.
What is this? So that neomorph escapes, and then it cuts.
Somehow.
Then it cuts to the second neomorph bursting from the other guy that got infected while they're still on the planet. So those two neomorphs attack the rest of the expedition.
Where the hell does that one come out of?
It comes out of his chest.
Oh, okay.
It's like back to conventions. Like, we did it once, but that's it.
Yeah.
That's enough shenanigans.
We're not trying to live too dangerously.
For one movie. Yeah, that's it. Can't piss off too many fanboys. Or can't piss them off too much, I guess.
Yeah. I'd like to know how many sweaty alien fanboys are actually left after canonizing Jesus.
Yeah. That's a good question. After the EVP movies, I don't even know.
Yeah.
So those two neomorphs attack the rest of the expedition, killing at least one more... Excuse me. When David, the android from Prometheus, swoops in to save them. And you find out that David and Elizabeth Shaw had been on the engineer ship when they left Prometheus.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth had rebuilt him. And they basically just followed the star map to this planet. And you find out that this is the engineer homeworld that we're on. So this is their Earth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is why the air is breathable, apparently.
Apparently. Same DNA.
Right.
Yeah.
Same DNA.
We're identical.
Can breathe all the same things.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Wow. I picture it like us to a bonobo chimp though. Like it's so
that's
close,
it. Yeah,
right?
so close.
And we can both breathe.
Yeah.
I can get on board.
breathe the same
We all breathe air.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for fish.
Fish stupid.
They breathe.
Fish dumb.
Fish stupid.
Dumb fish.
But fish extract the air out, right?
They extract
oxygen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so air is an oxygen, but we're extracting oxygen from the air.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything we all need.
It's
oxygen.
mostly nitrogen.
As far as we know, it is mostly nitrogen. Good science point, Peter.
Yeah.
So
Science boys.
Yeah, it's scienceboys.com. So it's revealed when Elizabeth Shaw and David the robot,
David the ant,
were flying that ship here. It turns out they got here and it just released the black spores, the black sludge all over this planet. He kills all the engineers, right? He genocides this planet.
Yeah.
because this was the ship that was supposed to be destined for Earth.
Yeah.
To do the same thing there.
Okay.
So they just changed course, but didn't switch off the don't drop the bomb switch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they kill all life on this planet.
So he was all like, "Fuck y'all, bitches," and then yeah.
Well, he didn't press the button. It's just like they got there and they're like happy.
It's still unclear. Like, is this good for us? Like, the engineers, are they trying to help humans or just wipe humans out?
No, they were mad. They held a 2,000-year grudge about the Jesus thing.
About Jesus thing.
Okay.
And then they were gonna kill us all. And then David turns around and kills all of them.
But at the same time, there might be factions. Like, who knows? Maybe there's like maybe
they're all dead now.
Maybe the guys who were upset about Jesus dying were like Jesus' relatives. And they're like, no, we're gonna go genocide this planet, kind of thing, you know?
Like,
who knows?
King of the Engineers, God, I guess canonically was Jesus' dad, who was an engineer, and then he was like the engineer president.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs.
The president of the engineers.
Mr. and Mrs. Christ, President, First Lady Christ.
I think it's Dr. Christ, actually.
Oh, Dr. Christ, Dr. Christ, PhD.
Yeah, exactly.
Just said Jesus.
If you were getting like
a PhD in theology.
like a heart transplant or something, and like Dr. Christ is gonna be doing it for you.
God.
Oh, nice.
You would feel good.
Yeah, you feel great.
If you're in good healing hands.
Yeah.
I don't think Jesus ever botched a miracle.
Oh, probably not.
It wouldn't have made it into the Bible if he did, though. So maybe he did.
Left the tongs. Left like calipers inside of them, like leper.
He tried to make water into wine and turned it into black goop.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
No,
That's it.
Shit.
That's it.
Oh shit! That was the first 10 planets. Oh, then they got to Earth and they made it work.
There is no fan theory too fucking stupid, for the record,
Yeah.
for this goddamn franchise.
Yeah. So right after they released the black goo all over the planet, kill everyone, David says the ship crashed and Elizabeth Shaw died in the crash.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
All right.
So she's not here.
No.
So those Xenomorphs that I mentioned, which are just
Noomi Rapace had way better things to do than be in this movie.
Than be in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, she was in a couple scenes. She was in the scenes where she was rebuilding David.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
okay.
She was in it. Just she was like,
They gave her
step back though.
They gave her $40, and they were just
and
like,
it's so funny.
please.
Alien Covenant has been like pretty critically accepted now, you know what I mean? Whereas Prometheus was like this total bombshell.
Yeah.
So she did Prometheus and it got she got eaten up and she's like, okay, I'll do a couple scenes, but I'm not going to be in the movie the whole time. And then this movie does well. And I was like, you fucked up, you idiot. No, she's moving on to bigger and better things, and I wish her the best. Noomi Rapace, if you're listening.
Noomi, I think.
Noomi, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Noomi Rapace, if you're listening.
If you're listening.
I wish you the best.
The Dragon Tattoo movies are great.
Oh, great movies.
Yeah.
But she's dead.
I know. Shaw's dead. Not Noomi Rapace.
Not Noomi
to my
Rapace.
knowledge, I haven't spoken to her today.
Yeah.
So she could be dead.
I haven't spoken to her all weekend. Now that I think about it.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I actually hit her up.
Yeah.
So these Xenomorphs, these white.
Just checking in on at Noomi Rapace.
Yeah.
Just checking in. You good?
Yeah. Me talking to Noomi Rapace is her ignoring my tweets. So these Xenomorphs, these white spoopy aliens, continue to run rampant. Captain Oram, the guy who overtook for the last captain, Bronson, who was played by James Franco,
Captain Bronson
manages to kill one, and it's at this point.
How does he kill it?
I'm not sure.
No.
He manages to kill one though, and at this point you see this reaction from David the android, where he's just fucking appalled. He's like, "How could you do that?" You know what I mean? So then Oram sees how horrified David is, and he turns his gun on him. He's like, "What the fuck's going on? Like, why are you so like attached to these things?"
This guy knows what's up.
And David reveals that he actually created the aliens because he was experimenting with the black goo.
Right.
And he was trying to create a new species, and this is the species that he's made. So he's horrified because like this is his creation that someone's killing.
Okay.
So this ties back to the whole like opening scene where David chooses to name himself David, who's supposed to be the perfect human.
Yeah.
Like Michelangelo's David was supposed to be the perfect human. Like that's Michelangelo's sculpture.
A man, of course.
So David the android, when he was first created, he's like having a discussion with his creator, and his creator shows him this statue and says, This is the perfect human, and like I created you almost to like be this person. You know what I mean? So,
I was picturing David and Goliath the whole time.
oh no, David with the penis.
Oh, David with the dick.
With that little penis.
Yeah.
And the arm up like he's got something over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not actually a pair of Levi's jeans, but it looks like there should be one there.
Looks like there should be, yeah. He's got his
catalog.
he's got his dry cleaning over his shoulder.
And his dick out.
Which it would make sense because he just got all his clothes cleaned.
Yeah.
Exactly, they're in that little plastic bag.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
you can't just get dressed at the dry cleaner. You got to go home before you get dressed. So
We're not barbarians.
Yeah, so it's this really interesting point that they were trying to make, which like when I was reading this, it ties back to a conversation you and I were having the other day, a very heated debate over a couple of drinks about artificial intelligence and how this artificial intelligence develops this kind of like god complex.
Right. Yeah, we talked about this on the last episode too.
Yeah.
You guys recapped you guys chat.
So he's basically created. He's created by a human. I want to peel your skin.
No, I got a sunburn that you can't see.
And he's just picking at it.
I'm sorry, it's itchy.
It's okay.
Oh, it's so bad.
I'm the kind of guy who would pick the shit out of it.
like,
I'm looking at yours. I want to pick yours.
Oh no! I was outside in the sun for a bit. I got like a righteous tan.
Yeah.
But actually, I'll lift up my shirt. If you notice, I was wearing a tank top where I got a sunburn, and the tank top is the pasty bit.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, and then everything else.
That's why
you
I
can
never
see
wear
the
a
straps.
shirt.
Yeah, he's got black goo all over his chest.
Oh
Yeah.
It's Nutella though.
So I thought this whole point of an AI getting a god complex just based on like one of its first interactions with its creator, because its creator, Peter Weyland, who died in Prometheus, got smashed up by the
he got beaten to death with his head.
Yeah, exactly. He seemed to have a god complex too. He talked because like in that opening the mini clip that Fox released, where he does his TED talk, he talks about how we are the gods now. And then like years later, he creates his android, and he obviously instills this thought into this android, David.
Okay.
Because he discovers this black goo, and like when you go back and look at Prometheus, he was like so haphazard with it, and this explains why he was like poisoning the guy's drink with the black goo.
Oh, okay.
So this is kind of what I was talking about with like unjustified. You know what I mean? He poisoned him, and you're like, I don't really get why. You kind of get why. You're like, okay, he's got some weird god complex thing, but this really explains it. Really gives it context.
Yeah.
That's Maverick behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So David's a Maverick, and if you remember,
Take my gun, my badge, and my black goo, chief.
If you remember, there's Walter, the other android, also played by Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
Who will turn out to be somewhat of a Maverick hunter. So he's a later iteration, and obviously was programmed without this god complex bug. But right after David reveals to him that he created the Xenomorphs, David draws Orem to this special chamber where he literally has a facehugger incubating. So it's kind of implied like this is the first facehugger.
So did David create the facehuggers?
Yeah. That's
right. Oh fuck, that's right. I watched the Red Letter Media review of this, and they were just like, "Why is the first movie called Alien now that we canonically know that the monster is not an alien?
It's a robot.
It was created by a robot."
Yeah, which is really interesting. Like I said, I really want to see this movie now, and I'm like looking forward to a sequel, even if it does.
Oh really?
Even if it does tangentialize further, it's like whatever. It's going in a cool direction, I think now. Rather than the aliens being the bad guys, it's like this is something more sinister, and it's the result
Man was
of
the monster.
human meddling.
Yeah.
Well, like man was a monster.
Our hubris.
But there's degrees, because we didn't just make this thing. We made a thing that had the capacity to be a monster, which made a thing. So you could argue like, yeah, we're a monster. If we can create a monster, we probably are monsters.
Yeah, but here's the problem of like the xenomorph biology now. Humanity was created by the engineers, right? Here's the Russian nesting doll of how this goes, right? Engineers, who knows where they came from? Maybe they're created by some other thing. Engineers created us by accident.
Yes.
We made an android.
Yes.
Who then created a monster.
Exactly.
That lays eggs in your chest.
Exactly.
That hatches a fresh monster.
Yeah. But there's also this
following that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like. Okay,
or
so
sometimes.
If you say we're the monsters, then the engineers are just as much monsters as we were, right? Because they created us, just as we created androids. And this whole Prometheus and fire analogy goes back to, okay, there was a Titan that created man originally. So
Yeah.
Engineers were that, and then at the end of Peter Weyland's TED Talk, he says like, we are become the gods now, who are creating these races. So there's these engineers that created man, and then man ascended to godhood and created another race. And now it's almost implied like we're so far in the future that the androids have ascended to that point, and they're creating another race. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's somewhat tangential that though that race decides to just wipe out all life in the fucking universe.
The conclusion I'm drawing from this is that if you create anything, there is a flaw in you, and just by nature of needing to create something, and that someone who is truly perfect, or a being that's truly perfect, wouldn't need to create anything.
Yeah.
So this is just going to always be a vicious cycle.
That's such an interesting point, because David specifically says, I think it's in a conversation with Walter, that he doesn't believe humans are fit to rule the galaxy.
Yeah.
So he tries to create this perfect
what?
race.
Yeah.
But
what should rule the galaxy is my angry bug monsters that can't see.
That's it. And in doing that, to your point, he specifically says androids aren't the perfect race either. You know what I mean? So he has that flaw in him too.
So in creation, do you think you can go upwards, like you're making something more perfect, or like to the point where something
or is it just sideways?
Yeah, exactly.
A bunch of side grades.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We hit that glass ceiling. We just didn't realize.
Yeah,
We have no concept of up.
like just differently abled, but just like maybe the same type of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're all flawed.
That's life, right?
Yeah. I'm a little short.
So David has this prototype facehugger. Brings Orem there. Like, Orem, the captain, hears all this shit from David about how he created the monsters and all this stuff, and David basically, like, bluffs him. Even though he's a robot, he, like, bluffs him into to trusting him. And David brings him to his lab and then has this facehugger jump on Orem and basically infect him, give him a robot baby down the throat.
Yeah.
For anyone who's seen the movies.
Robot alien baby.
That's how it happens.
Robot alien. Okay.
Alien babies happen through deep throating. So it's like, the old adage of, like, if you don't want to get her pregnant, just stick it in her mouth. Doesn't work with facehuggers.
That is a classic. That's a classic
adage.
Yeah.
I think it was Sun Tzu who said it actually.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or Confucius maybe? I don't know.
That's what parents always told me.
My parents always told me. You don't want to get her pregnant.
Just come in her throat, son.
Oh man.
Just like Dad, let go of my thigh.
Oh man.
I just wanted my duotangs for school.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
That got real. So Walter, the new android, is also on this planet, and
he's the iPhone SE.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And he eventually meets up with David, the iPhone S.
Yeah.
And he confronts him, and this is when David reveals that he thinks humans are inferior creatures and they're not fit to colonize the galaxy at all. So David, they have this kind of like back and forth Maverick Hunter versus the Maverick situation, and David gets the upper hand and deactivates Walter and kidnaps who we find out is still alive, Shaw.
Ooh.
Oh,
so
fuck.
Walter finds Shaw and basically says like what's going on, and she explains the whole situation. Like, David's this crazy narcissistic robot that's bent on the destruction of mankind, So then Walter decides to go have a stern talking to with David, the iPhone S, and
two series just fighting with each other.
Exactly. Yeah. So David deactivates Walter, kidnaps Shaw. Walter manages to reactivate himself and goes to fight David. At this point, there is a Xenomorph running around and all the Neomorphs running around, and there's facehuggers running around. The Xenomorph came from the facehugger that impregnated Shaw.
Yeah. Isn't it Orem?
Yeah, Orem.
Excuse me. Yeah.
You're completely right.
I was following that train of thought, though.
Yeah. So finally, the pilot of the Covenant, Danny McBride, manages to bring
Danny McBride
himself manages to bring the ship down.
Played as himself.
Yeah. Right. No, it's like Tennessee something or
Tennessee Williams.
Yeah, something like that. He comes down to the planet.
Alien on a hot tin roof.
Yeah. Exactly. He lands to the planet and saves 3 of the crew. Daniels, who's like the lead at this point.
The main character is always a short-haired woman.
Yeah, she was obviously going to be compared to
Ripley.
Yeah, which Sigourney Weaver. I mean,
yeah.
There's Lope.
Do you think Sigourney Weaver's hot?
No, I think her acting capabilities are very.
No,
hot.
I know she's incredible. No, okay, I used to work with a dude when I worked for Amazon who was just like so fucking
Amazon France.
hot. Yeah, Amazon.fr. Who was so fucking hot for Sigourney Weaver for some reason. Like, even when she was, like, back in her, like, 80s underpants.
What's her name? You guys keep just brushing over so quick. I've never heard the name before.
Sigourney Weaver. She's an actress.
Sigourney Weaver.
I thought that this was a type of alien who, like, weaves things together.
No. Oh, the Sigourney Weaver. It's like the spider monster.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's a species of spider in Australia.
Half Zool, half Xenomorph.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's what he's all about the Ghostbusters.
The Ghostbusters. She was all decked out there.
Yeah, she looks good. Yeah.
As a kid, I was like, that's boner material, but anything was boner material.
Yeah. So. That's it. The Sims.
Yeah.
Hot stuff.
Hot stuff.
Yeah.
Move objects on. It was the cheat. You move the shower. You move it off the Sims.
Damn.
While they're taking a shower.
And they go, I've never played The Sims.
Oh,
I know
blah, blah, blah.
That's it, yeah. That's so weird.
Chat and proud. Without one battle.
Simish.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I played a lot of those things, actually.
I played a lot of Spore, speaking of creation.
Spore was it was a lot of fun for half an hour.
Yep, I made a lot of neat looking monsters, and then
you're like, okay, that's it. That's
I never finished it. As soon as I got to space, I never beat space time.
That was the first thing I did. I wasn't so keen on making monsters, and that's probably why I was the most upset with it, because it was like each stage was over so quick.
I loved making monsters.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of creative.
No,
not visually creative. That's for sure.
I had tons. Well, that's why
I made a monster that looked like a dick, but
everybody did. Everybody would make it.
I never claimed to be original.
A dancing floppy penis with suction cup feet.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've never played that game. That sounds like
Download Spore. It can't be more than $4 at this point.
Yeah,
that's a crap.
It's on Origin though. Ugh. So's a lot of good stuff. That's the problem.
I have Origin for The Sims actually. So
I have Origin for Titanfall and Dragon Age.
When I was a kid, I played the shit out of The Sims 1. I never really got into The Sims 2, but my girlfriend doesn't like video games at all, but she likes The Sims.
That's a really kind of stereotypical girl thing though for some reason.
It's like you make their outfits. What she loves is she loves designing houses.
Yeah.
She always said, like, she's in sales, but she's always said, like, oh, I wish I was an interior designer. Yeah. So she just loves like building houses in The Sims, and she'll do it for days. She'll take days to build a house, and then as soon as she's done and like she's actually playing with her Sims, she's like, okay, I'm done.
I wonder if she'd like Minecraft then.
No.
That sounds like
it wouldn't look good enough.
It wouldn't look good enough.
She's very visual. That's why she loves to make the house look like a house that she wants to live in the future. You know, it's like
I had a lot of friends in high school actually who were just like, because like obviously myself and a lot of my friends in high school were gamers, but a lot of the girls we hung out with weren't. But like so many of them played The Sims.
Yeah. So we're talking about Walter the android finding some dirt on David, the old android. Or in our comparison, I guess, the new iOS and the old iOS.
Yeah.
He confronts
iOS 7 versus iOS 10.
Yeah. Walter gets disabled. Some Xenomorph, the Xenomorph that burst out of Orem, and some facehuggers kill several more people.
This is the post-technical difficulties recap, in case you missed
it.
Yeah.
You guys haven't been gone for long, but we have.
Yeah. Days.
Well, they were gone for the Sims tangent.
Yeah.
So,
when you keep saying that phone difference, like I like to think of like first generation Siri against now generation Siri asking each other questions, just getting caught in a loop.
Yeah, just get stuck in that loop. Yeah. It's like when you call two people on two different phones and you just put like the speaker and mic next to each other.
Those are the fucking best pranks.
Oh yeah.
But in the future, it's kill all humans. Wait, maybe that's not a good idea. Kill all humans. Wait, maybe that's not a good idea. So
Pranked. So the Xenomorph and facehuggers continue to kill people as they do.
Which is the only thing they do.
Finally, Danny McBride, a.k.a. Tennessee Williams, saved 3 of the crew. Daniels, our lead, Lope, who's been infected with a facehugger, and Walter the robot.
Who's Lope?
Just another crew member.
Okay.
If you'd watched the movie, you'd know the name. But I didn't mention it because it's just a generic character.
Not part of the lore.
He might as well not have even been mentioned.
That's it.
Yeah.
But yes, because she was infected with a facehugger.
Oh,
so now they're rescued, they're on the ship, but this girl has an alien baby in her.
Oh!
She has a chest burster.
She's preggers.
So they get aboard the Covenant, and they find a fully mature Xenomorph that bursts out of Lope eventually. And eventually they manage to flush it into... Oh, no, sorry, there was already a Xenomorph on the ship. And then one bursts out of Lope, and they managed to flush the first one and the second one into space.
Right, yeah.
That's how you deal with the Xenomorph in space. You just get into the airlock.
And blast a motherfucker out.
Exactly.
Do they need to breathe?
So
they're basically harmless in space. They'll probably freeze, but they don't.
Yeah, maybe they're like tardigrades. I don't know.
Breathe.
Maybe they just live out there. I don't know.
Yeah. Is that it's just like end up on another planet and then it keeps going.
Honestly, if you get flushed out into space and you're immortal, you'll never find another planet.
No.
Statistically speaking, you'll just float in space for the rest of eternity.
Well, statistically speaking, you will find all planets.
Oh yeah, I guess if you're immortal.
Yeah. But actually, the universe is expanding faster than you can actually get to it.
To some galaxies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this fucking physics is super cool.
Yeah.
Physics boys.
So now, like, everyone's saved, everything's happy, and they resolve to re-enter hypersleep.
Right.
So this is like,
what an afternoon, guys. Let's go to bed.
If you're gonna go see Covenant and you don't want the ending spoiled, skip ahead 5 minutes into the podcast.
We'll put a timestamp in the description.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. On YouTube, if you're on iTunes or the Google Play Store, Godspeed.
Skip 5 minutes into the future.
Yeah, starting now.
Skip.
Okay, so the last crew member, Daniels, is being put to sleep by Walter, and just then you find out, shit, it's not Walter, it's David. as you like twists maybe.
Two little androids that look exactly the same, and one of them's evil, one of them's good, and everybody on Earth has read The Prince and the Pauper. Obviously, this is what was gonna happen.
And you're literally like, it's like that trope of like she's going into hypersleep and like as she's like falling asleep, she's got the morphine drip in her arm, and that's when David's like, "It's me, David." And she's like,
it's like it's red all over.
Exactly. It's like the end of Saw 7 when the guy's going into the ground, like with the.
Are you asking me to know a reference from Saw 7?
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. Have you guys not seen all the Saw movies?
I actually think I saw 8.
I'm human garbage and I've seen most of them.
But I remember watching Saw 8 and I just made fun of it the whole time. But I was with someone who thought they were like genuinely good movies.
That's too bad.
And was like, dude, you're fucking ruining the movie for me. But he'd seen it before many times. He'd seen all the Saw movies many times. And he was like, dude, you're ruining the movie for me. And I was like, dude, are you kidding? Like, I'm making jokes about fucking Saw. It was like Saw 8, and it was like a girl got impaled, like 2 in the eye and 1 in the mouth.
Are our spoilers over, by the way? Because someone's going to jump forward and they're going to miss this.
We've been 40 seconds so far.
Okay.
Dog, don't worry about it.
Yeah, sorry.
You're on the dry cast. You're supposed to. You're supposed to be the clear one. Dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep us on track so we just don't lose it.
I made a joke about her head being a bowling ball because 2 in the eyes, 1 in the mouth.
Yeah.
And he turns to me and he's like, dude, you're ruining the movie. I was like I was at like a friend's place.
Just like watch it when I go home,
just
dude.
Just watching a movie, and it's just like we're all hanging out, like drinking beer, whatever. And he's like, dude, you're ruining the movie. I was like, dude, they're like, it's a bunch of people hanging out, and you expect me not to talk while you're watching your shitty
fucking
Saw movie? Yeah, like what the fuck. Anyway, so David's the bad guy, and he's on the ship. So now
David was the pauper the whole time.
So now he has this ship, and he obviously has this agenda, and the ship has 1,000 people in hypersleep and 1,000 embryos in hypersleep.
Right.
To just seed the galaxy with Xenomorphs.
Right.
Which is like kind of funny.
And that's how that movie ends.
Yeah, and that kind of sets up the whole like how did aliens come to be?
Turns out they're not aliens.
Where did they all come from?
They were created by an android.
Yeah, they were literally created by an android. And it's weird because like there's a book later on. It's a book or a graphic novel, I can't remember at the moment, but like they find an alien exoskeleton on Earth from billions of years ago, and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. But
there's also like,
but it's officially canon that story. And
this again
like,
from the Red Letter Media video where they were just like, if aliens didn't exist until this alien was created, there was a mural with an alien on it in Prometheus, and then in Covenant, the aliens are created, and like one of the guys, I don't know the names of the 2 guys on Red Letter Media, they're fucking great. He was just like, that's a pretty big fucking coincidence. And I'm like, yeah, no kidding, eh?
Yeah. You fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
This whole series has just been like a big fucking coincidence.
Yeah.
It's funny that you asked me if like we were done with the spoilers, because we are done with the spoilers, but I feel like we should stretch to like the 5-minute mark for the podcast listeners at this point. So lots of stuff does happen between Covenant and the first.
But we're missing one more film, right? That's not made. They're gonna make Alien.
Covenant 2.
You could change the 5 minutes with like a really bad cut. Like you could be skip forward in 2.5
that'd be
minutes.
Good. That's
Exactly.
Three people. Yeah.
I'm not actually worried about it. I was just making a joke that we're ahead of schedule. So.
We're never
There is going to be a Covenant 2, but like I said earlier, there's a writer who says that Covenant 2 is not going to bridge. He says like there's never going to be a missing link between man and monkey. There's just going to be more monkeys.
Okay.
If that analogy holds.
More Sasquatches.
Yeah, exactly.
Than you could possibly handle.
Like more Neanderthals as opposed to...
Is it big feet or is it big foots when you're talking about the animal?
There's only one.
Yeah.
I think there is only one. Unless you're talking about the Yeti. Or the Sasquatch.
Sasquatch and the Yeti are the same thing, aren't they?
They're all fake. That's like saying a leprechaun is the same thing as a unicorn. Maybe.
Whoa.
Depends on your definition.
Yeah. Don't diss unicorns, man. Don't lump them in with the Sasquatches.
Yeah. Unicorns hate elves. We've established that.
Yeah, that's true, eh?
Not the people listening to this podcast, but
no, that's true. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
So I was gonna totally say something about Sasquatch. Oh, I love watching cryptozoology videos, by the way, because it's like the most intense fucking editing. It's on the History Channel now. The History Channel's garbage, where it's just like burly men doing burly man things, like catching crabs and driving on ice.
Gruff Johnson.
Yeah, Gruff Johnson. Barreling through a snowbank in his truck that he like a bunch of logs on it or whatever. And then the cryptozoology shit is so fucking funny because it's always just like a bunch of dumb looking dudes running around the woods being like, oh, that set of cameras find us a Sasquatch.
Oh, it's
and
like,
then they never
like Ghost Hunters meet biology.
They never do. It's exactly like Ghost Hunters.
They got the little radars. They're like, well, Bigfoot have been close by because
my Bigfootometer is going off the charts.
The pH of this lake.
There's Bigfoot piss on the shore. Yeah. And just like Ghost Hunters, there's a bunch of like scared white people with a crystal going around in circles. Yeah.
Okay. So, several hundred years after Covenant, the film Alien takes place.
The original film.
Sorry, not several hundred years, but just over 100 years later. So
when is Alien?
2122.
Okay.
So,
the Nostromo.
What?
The Nostromo.
Yeah, that's the name of the ship.
Yeah.
That they're on. So Ripley,
I've seen this movie probably about 40 times.
Ripley, played by the alien Sigourney Weaver, who weaves herself into movies.
Yeah.
Is on a ship headed to a far-off place. They find an abandoned vessel. So like it's good to keep in mind that this movie was made like 40 years ago.
1979, yeah.
Yeah, 40 years ago compared to the one which just came out. So obviously it's not going to sync up perfectly. But hey, like Covenant did a good job staying as true as they realistically could. I feel like. So they find this abandoned vessel. They decide to check it out. One of the crew members finds an egg. Boom, facehugger. So like I said, it's never kind of explained. Like,
well, in that film, it's just a monster. Yeah, exactly. There's a dead engineer
ship.
Yeah.
And in Covenant, they set up all the engineers are dead.
Yeah.
So it's like, why is there an engineer ship floating around with a facehugger egg in it?
Because they made a prequel to a movie from the 70s in 2012.
Exactly.
Is why they fucking. That's why that's there.
That's why things happen. Yeah. So they find this egg. The egg opens up, hits him in the face with a face hugger, which is like this, like, for people who don't know, it's like this spider thing with a tail, and it wraps around your face.
Yeah.
That's why they call it face hugger. And then I guess it shoves its dick down your throat and impregnates you.
Yes.
With a chest burster.
And then it dies.
Which is a baby alien.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the face hugger literally, it impregnates. It arrives and then it dies.
Because aliens, I guess, don't have genitals, but
they don't
something makes them lay eggs. There's face hugger eggs.
There's a queen.
There's a queen now.
There's a queen in the second movie.
I know.
But not in this movie.
No.
But this movie was made in 1979. It was fine with the ambiance of like, what the fuck is this weird alien? We don't know where it came from. Because you're on an alien ship and you find it, like, even at the time, like seeing Alien 1, nobody probably thought like, I mean, the crew knew that it was like another racist ship that also had these aliens on it.
Yeah.
But most people who saw the movie probably just thought like, oh, I don't know. These were their dogs.
This is some evil shit, right? Yeah. Like, no one fucking cared. In the same way, no one fucking cared about the tornado in Twister.
Until Lore Boys.
Nobody
cared about Alien until Lore Boys.
It's a cult hit. You may not have heard of it.
The first movie was
7 movies.
So fucking good.
It is so fucking good.
Yeah. The number 2 was good. Number 3 was okay. Number 4, I enjoyed it when I saw it, but reading the synopsis, I thought it was stupid.
That's okay.
Prometheus,
you'll read us the synopsis. Symbiosis.
So, yeah, Alien 1 features one xenomorph, one alien.
Yeah.
It's literally that one egg hatches a facehugger, impregnates one guy, and they're fighting this one alien the whole time. They shoot it out of an airlock at the end of the movie.
It kills everyone except Sigourney Weaver and her cat.
Which is almost a theme.
The cat's the bad guy.
That's the long-headed guy with the tongue with another little guy in it.
That's a xenomorph. Yeah.
I like your description of an alien. I mean, just because you are, it's like such a perfect representation of someone who has had the film described to them.
Exactly. The long-headed guy with a tongue that's also a guy, right? Yeah. For a second, I thought you were describing me.
Yeah.
Remember that we were talking about Alien.
Alien.
The man in my tongue is kind of a jerk, so I don't bring him up for podcasts.
No.
The man on my tongue.
The man in my tongue. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the man on your tongue's on weekends.
Yeah. It's Saturday.
Well, the man in my tongue is dating someone, and I'm not gonna.
I'm
not gonna tell him no. His own person. It's my mouth, but whatever. I respect him.
Like a roommate. Yeah.
So after Alien comes
Aliens.
No, Alien Out of Shadows. It's a book written by... Don't have the name written down.
Huckleberry Finn.
Huckleberry Finn wrote this book called Alien Out of Shadows.
The character in Mark Twain's novel.
So it's basically talking about a mining operation.
I was talking to Jim when they were rafting down. He was like, Jim, what if there was like...
I'm glad you called him Jim.
Yeah, me too. Me too, man.
Listen, dude.
I held my breath for a second.
I understand what the book's about when it was written. I'm not going to do that. Like, I was fine reading the book.
Yeah.
Everybody else can go read it themselves, but like...
And if you haven't read the book, go find out what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's an American classic.
But yeah, he's like talking to Jim, and he's just like, what if there was like a spaceman that hatched out your chest?
Then Tom Sawyer comes along and says, you know what, it's actually fun hatching things out of your chest. You should try it, huh?
You should try
and then he does it all for him, and he never gets it.
Fucking dweebs. He never. Yeah. Tom never has a chest burster.
Yeah.
All his friends do.
Yeah.
Tom's laughing the whole time.
Is he an android too?
They're all androids.
Okay.
They're all androids. They're all engineers.
So Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer's an android.
Go deeper into this.
Tom Sawyer's an android.
Tom Sawyer's an android. Huckleberry Finn's an engineer.
Okay.
Jim is a xenomorph.
Okay.
And
I'm struggling to think of another.
Hannibal, Missouri is the planet of the engineers, or is it Earth?
LV-223, yeah.
Okay.
LV-223 is in Missouri. You're right.
Yeah.
Tom Sawyer actually takes place on LV-223.
Canonized prequel.
Totally worth the reread.
Yeah, totally worth the reread.
It makes so much more sense now.
On the reread, yeah. It's like Fight Club. You watch it for the second time.
Yeah.
Speaking of David Lynch films,
now I understand why everybody was so mean to Jim all the time. It's because he was an alien monster.
That's right, because he was bent on the destruction of all other life.
Oh, I get it. It's not about man's cruelty to man.
So, Alien Out of Shadows occurs. It's a book talking about there's basically like this mining operation that stumbles upon this nest of xenomorphs.
Yeah, the Nostromo is an industrial ship.
Yeah. And in Out of Shadows, it's this mining operation. They find this nest, which is kind of like, do they nest? It's kind of like, okay.
Apparently.
They're like birds. They nest, I guess. That's good.
Okay, so David currently now is probably going to create the alien queen in Covenant 2 or something, right? Like they have to do that now.
So.
What happened to the other guy? Not David.
Danny McBride?
No. The good
Walter?
android. Yeah.
He died. The two androids fought on. Well, actually,
he's shut down. He's not dead. He's not alive.
Dead.
He's a robot.
The two androids fought on the engineer homeworld. And one of them walked away the victor.
Yeah.
Whatever that means, it's left open to interpretation. So that might be an interesting point. Maybe in Covenant 2, they're like somebody goes back and reactivates Walter.
Yeah.
And Michael Fassbender is once again playing two characters. I don't know.
Or takes
3 now. Do they send a third? They send a third Michael Fassbender.
There's 17 androids, all with the same fucking face. That's the most impossible thing. And at the end, they're all the bad guys.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Tell me something that only the real Arthur would know, because Arthur's going to be the third Fassbender robot.
And natural.
Excuse me.
That is a natural progression. David, Walter, Arthur. So we find this weird thing. Like, aliens apparently nest. That's cool. Following Out of Shadows is Alien Isolation. Which reading...
The video game.
And which reading the plot synopses, I went and looked at the price on Steam. But it's still $44 and it's like a 3-year-old game.
That shit goes on sale.
I know, yeah.
Hard.
I'm going to buy it when next time it goes on sale.
Well, the summer sale's in 4 days.
I know I'm 3 years too late, but I'm gonna do a let's play.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For
sure.
Cool. Because I was just like, man, that looks like I've been trying to get into the let's play, and I'm like, that's the perfect game. It's a nice single player. I love horror games. I love survival games. That's it.
You're gonna upload that shit onto the Lore Boys YouTube channel, which you should all go subscribe to.
Of course, yeah.
Well, look at us. We're multimedia Lore Boys
I'm
now.
also just going to put the audio up. So, podcast. One of our episodes is just going to be me talking.
Would you look at that?
Oh my god! Are you guys seeing this?
Don't be like a screamy one. I don't want 2D pie.
No. That's not me. You know me. Alien Isolation is a survival horror game, which I think, of all the Alien games, this is the one that captured the essence of the first Alien movie.
Yeah.
Best. Yeah. It's literally, you're on a spaceship, you have no hope of fighting this creature, you are just trying to survive.
You can spook it at best.
You are dodging it as best you can. You can set off chain reaction, you blow up a nitrogen tank behind you just as it's coming up on you, but you're literally the prey in a hunter-hunted scenario, and it's it looks phenomenal.
That looks awesome. Yeah.
It got phenomenal ratings too, especially when you compare it to all the other Alien games, which got abysmal ratings. But this is a 93 on IGN. And it looks like a phenomenal.
You can always trust everything IGN says.
Well, I mean that's journalism, right? Tune into the Lore Boys Journalism Podcast, where we rag on journalists. So
I just go to the Escapist for Yahtzee. That's it.
Oh,
and then
man, Yahtzee's so good.
And then PC Gamer just for news. That's it. Yeah.
I get all my news from Facebook.
That would explain a lot. Yeah, from the Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah. So in quick order, following Isolation, just so we have like a structure here.
Yeah.
It goes following Isolation. It goes Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Colonial Marines, another game, and then Alien Resurrection.
Okay.
So Aliens, directed by James Cameron. Ripley's picked up.
But what happens in Alien Isolation? I guess did you not?
It's standalone.
You didn't spoil it for yourself?
No, it's not that. I looked up the synopsis, but it doesn't really play into the grand scheme of things.
Oh.
It's like a woman finds an alien. And
it's Ripley's daughter.
Oh, is it?
Helga Ripley.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Or something.
That's right. Yeah, something like that.
Because it's Ellen Ripley in the first one. Then Ripley Jr.
Where does Ripley's Believe It or Not fit into this?
Well, when she gets back, she's just like, I've seen some shit, so I'm gonna also.
Would you believe it?
Now I'm gonna hang out with a bearded lady.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I think it's a natural progression from like being like PTSD from your sci-fi encounter would be to start a freak show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Alien again, like I didn't really mention it because like nothing evolves within it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's a straight up like. The aliens, the Xenomorphs are still alive. They're still hunting people.
Yeah.
This is a story of one person who's being hunted. So Aliens takes off. It introduces the concept of a queen, which is a pretty cool concept, I guess.
Yep.
Ripley's picked up. So after the events of the first movie, she's picked up. She like went into hypersleep, and she's just picked up and rehabilitated. She gets busted down, like turn in your badge, your gun, your black goo, as you said earlier. And she loses her pilot rank. She loses her. She was a warrant officer actually, so she loses her warrant officer rank, which is I guess like a cop.
On the Nostromo.
On the Nostromo, that's what she was. Yeah. She was a warrant officer.
Okay.
So eventually, the Whaling Corporation offers to restore her status because they say they want to go investigate a planet that's gone dark, and they think it's these Xenomorphs or whatever. And she initially refuses because why the fuck wouldn't you? You've seen what these all destroying creatures are.
Yeah.
But they convince her because they say. Like we're just gonna destroy them. Like nobody's gonna try and take any samples or anything, which is gonna pretty much prove untrue in all the Alien movies.
The android in the first film, played by Ian Holm, Bilbo Baggins himself.
Yeah.
OG Bilbo Baggins.
OG,
I guess.
yeah.
Not
from the Lord of the Rings, Bilbo Baggins. Yeah. Not Martin Short.
He, for some reason, reveals that the company they're working for is
the Whaling Corp.
Yeah, Wayland is
because it's a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to keep the alien alive. Yeah. But he ends up going crazy at some point. She knocks his head off with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah. So Ripley very much does not trust androids. It does not trust the Whaling Corporation. Yeah. But the Whaling Corporation approaches her and reassures her that like any aliens they find, they're just gonna try and kill.
Yeah.
Which is a outright lie for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
Like all the Whaling Corporation wants is to develop a weapon of mass destruction that they can use these aliens for.
And Bishop is the android in the second one.
Bishop is the android in the second one, and yes.
Yep.
And Ripley's the android in the fourth one.
What?
Yeah, we'll get there. It's a bad movie.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid.
So they investigate the planet. Ripley eventually agrees. They go investigate the planet. They'll find what will be dubbed to be a queen. And so it's like we said earlier, it's super unclear at this point what the progenitor of the Xenomorph species is doing. Like, how much did he create a queen? We don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
He'll probably going to create a queen in the next one, like I said. I'd assume.
Maybe we'll find out in.
He'd probably have to.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Right, now that you set up this whole fucking thing.
So, you know how the end of Aliens, it's good guys kill bad black drool puppies. They just they kill all the aliens, and that's kind of how it is.
They shoot a lot of them to death, and then Ripley gets in a power loader suit for lifting heavy materials, she says, "Get away from her, you bitch!"
Queen,
and she beats the shit out of the queen,
which was a fantastic.
Gundams that shit.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Got an exoskeleton.
Yeah.
So now we're on to Alien 3.
This is one I have not seen this film.
Oh,
this is the only one I haven't seen.
As a kid, I really, really liked it. As a kid, I remember thinking like it was my favorite one, but it had like moments of comedy. Like like again reading the synopsis, I was kind of like, okay, they do some weird things, but like as a kid, like pure entertainment value, it was I guess more the action movie, less the horror movie, which as a kid I was less interested in.
Okay.
But now looking back at them, for sure, the first one with the suspense and the tension, like that's what I crave in a movie.
As someone who hasn't seen any of the movies and is having a hard time grasping all the names, give me like a quick arc of where we are up till now. We had the first movie.
There was the first movie, was Prometheus, who we found remnants of these engineers.
Yeah.
So we go to investigate.
Yeah.
We find out the engineers want to destroy all human life using this black goo substance.
Because we killed Jesus.
Which impregnates people with xenomorphs.
Gotcha.
These terrible, all-destroying WMD aliens.
So now we're on to Covenant.
Yeah. Covenant, we go to the alien homeworld. We find out all the engineers are dead, and there's somebody else who's trying to make these xenomorphs a WMD to destroy all life.
Gotcha.
Then we go on to Alien 1, which was actually made 40 years ago, way before the most recent film.
Yeah.
And they just stumble across this Sigourney Weaver, the name of the actress who plays the character Ellen Ripley.
Yeah.
Stumbles across this xenomorph, or this facehugger, this xenomorph. And ends up fighting it and killing it, and like nobody really knows what it is. They just know it's this terrifying, like killing.
Which gives you that eerie, like don't know what's going on.
That's it. Like I was saying earlier, like really, like the lore I feel really comes in for the first two films, because they took like a great franchise and tried to explain a lot of stuff.
On it.
And they fell flat with the first one, and I feel like with the second one they've done a much
like with
better
Covenant,
and then Alien 2 you did.
Aliens is the second one.
Yeah. Aliens, they discovered like there's a queen who lays all the eggs. That's where these eggs come from.
Okay. And then mech suit dude bashes the queen.
Yeah. Mech suit Ripley.
Yeah. Okay.
Mech suit gal.
Okay.
I guess a girl could be a dude too. If you're a girl out there and you identify as a dude, I respect that.
I call everyone dude. Man.
I did.
Or like bruh.
So now we're on to Alien 3, the David Fincher film. David Fincher.
Is it David Fincher or David Lynch?
David Lynch.
Okay. Yeah.
So the heroes from Aliens, the Aliens is the name of the second movie. It's so confusing that they didn't name it Alien 2 and they decided to go with Aliens instead of Alien.
I know, and then it's Alien 3.
Yeah. That's it. So we're on Alien 3, which is the direct sequel to Aliens.
Yeah, Aliens is.
Which was the direct
sequel. Aliens, more aliens, even more aliens.
Aliens.
Before Alien.
That's it.
After Before Alien is the official titles of all the films.
Believe it or not, there's more aliens.
Yeah. Aliens, Alien. Aliens, Aliens. Aliens, Aliens, Alien.
Aliens by James Cameron.
James Cameron's Aliens.
Yeah.
So at the end of Aliens, they launched an escape pod, and sure enough, the medical scans show one of them is infected, or a facehugger is on board.
Yeah.
Is what you find out.
Yeah.
So the escape pod eventually crashes into an all-male prison.
Yep.
Ripley is the only survivor. There was a couple other guys. There was
a little girl and a soldier. Yeah, it was Hicks.
They all.
Newt is the little girl.
So Ripley wakes up in this med bay of this prison, justified with paranoid. The facehugger that was on board the ship ends up escaping the ship and impregnates a dog.
Yeah.
Is actually where the xenomorphs from this one come from. So the alien hatches from the dog, kills some people, and we find out oh no, there's no weapons in a prison, because they're just like a ship in space. You know, it's like try and escape. Good luck.
Is it a prison ship or a prison planet?
Prison planet, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A planet is a ship.
It's a mobile base.
Think about it.
That's true.
If you really think about it, we're all traveling through space, right? For some reason in my head, I'm thinking ship, but
I haven't seen the movie. I have no idea. I don't think it's fucking important, frankly.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Stop the podcast. So the alien, this xenomorph, while it's killing people, happens upon Ripley.
Yeah.
And it like kills like her friend that she's with at the time, and like goes up in her face, and then leaves her alone.
Yeah.
And leaves you with a sense of like, okay, well, why the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
It turns out that Ripley was chewed up by a super facehugger, as they're called, and she has the queen embryo within her.
She got a fresh baby queen inside of her.
Fresh queen inside of her. So this xenomorph recognized that in her and said like, okay, well, this is the host. I'm not gonna kill it. You know what I mean? So Ripley eventually scans herself, finds out that she has
queen needs time to gestate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Longer than a regular xenomorph.
Yeah.
So at this point, she says, like, kill me. Like, she knows the consequences of this thing being born. She says, this has to be stopped. Kill me, kill me, kill me. All the other inmates say they're not going to kill her unless she helps them kill the Xenomorph first.
Yeah.
They know that the Xenomorph won't attack her.
Like,
she has a huge advantage on
I've seen how this thing dies in this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sucked into space.
No, in the third one, there's like a preacher who's like her best friend in the whole movie.
Oh yeah,
so that bald guy, and they submerge the alien and a bald dude in molten lead to kill both of them.
Yeah. Okay. So she's the key out at this point. They need her and she needs them. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, she needs them to kill her because she's not willing to kill herself.
Yeah.
Which is a tough thing to do, I guess. So eventually, Wailing Corp shows up.
I don't understand why she's so on board with that deal, because like the prison in the third movie, from what I've seen, is like a foundry, so there's literal pools of molten metal all over the place.
It's just hard to self-terminate.
And then it's like, but she's just like, this thing has to be stopped, you guys have to kill me, and they're just like, okay, here's the deal, why don't you help us first? And instead, why don't you just be like, okay, guys, and then throw herself into a bath of molten lead.
Do it. That's all.
That, or like if you have a bunch of prisoners and you like, if you are my only key out, Ethan, I'm gonna keep an eye on you. I'm not letting you get close to any molten lava. You know, like I'm gonna keep you safe. So
I was just gonna hang out by the lava bath, guys. Don't mind me.
Exactly.
She wasn't under lock and key in the film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the prison planet, there's no actual locks. It's just where they ship people.
Okay.
Yeah. So just go there, sort yourself out. So eventually, they did send a distress signal early on, and the Wailing Corporation shows up. And now they try and convince Ripley to help them help her by extracting and destroying the queen embryo. They're like, oh, we'll just we'll take the queen embryo out.
Because they still want it as a weapon, right?
Right, yeah, that's it. And Ripley's like, no, fuck that. Like, I know what you guys are about. I'm not about to do that. So eventually, like, one of the scientists is like, you have to let us have that magnificent specimen. Like, you can't do anything to it. And it's just like way too eager.
Yeah.
And Ripley's just like, ooh, you're coming on too strong, dude. So she literally throws herself into a furnace, killing herself and the alien queen.
Yep.
And at the time, it's believed to be the last vestige of the Xenomorph race. That's kind of how it ends. Is like, oh, she put an end to it. And this is like the third film by release. So like, this is it. This is all the aliens are gonna be.
Turns out they made Alien Resurrection.
Yeah, they also made Alien Colonial Marines, which comes between these two, which was a terribly received game.
Yep.
They got sued for the things that they did in the game. Big class action lawsuit. It eventually Gearbox eventually got out of it.
Yeah.
But some other parties still ended up having to pay reparations. I'm pretty sure.
Good God.
Yeah. So the game starts off with Michael Whalen, the son of Peter Whalen, and now the head of Whalen Corp.
Yeah.
He seems to be very much into, like, he seems to be the one who's very much into the idea of using these Xenomorphs.
He's the alien fetishist, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So he's sending a research vessel with humans as cargo, so like thousands of humans as cargo, just intended as hosts for the Xenomorph.
Okay.
Like complete sociopath. The ship is headed to the planet from James Cameron's Aliens, so it's headed to the planet from Alien 2.
Yeah.
Intended with the purpose of like, because they sent out a distress signal at the time. And it's intended to like, take some aliens, take some hosts, all that stuff. But they get there just after there, and the events of the game take place just after Ripley left the planet.
Okay.
Yeah. Beyond that, it doesn't really establish much.
Yeah, I wouldn't play that one.
It got pretty roasted. It got pretty roasted at the old critics booth. After that is Alien Resurrection. So this is the one written by Joss Whedon, directed by a French guy whose name I forget. So this takes place 200 years.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. 200 years after Alien 3.
Yeah.
Ripley just wakes up on another spaceship, and you're like, what the fuck?
I thought you done committed the suicide.
I saw you throw yourself into a furnace. How can you be here?
But she's the android all along.
No, it's much dumber.
She's a clone. She's a clone taken from a blood sample taken before her death.
Or
was
something.
She gestated inside of an alien?
No, they didn't have her burst out of another Ripley.
Well, apparently the blood sample was taken when she had the queen embryo infecting her.
Yeah.
So
she has like these goth nails that look like what, the bugles, basically.
Yeah.
I've done that.
She got bugle fingers and acid blood.
Oh,
yeah, so she's got acid blood, she's got super reflexes, she's got super strength.
Yeah.
Not super strength on par with like Superman or anything.
She's got basketball skills.
Better than human. She's got mad basketball skills.
Yeah.
That actually came up in the third one as well, though. So
You know what I heard about? There's a scene in Alien Resurrection where Sigourney Weaver has a basketball and throws it behind her and it goes into the net.
Lands, yeah.
That it's 100% real.
Yeah.
That's why like Ron Perlman's in the background and they cut for a second because he's just sitting there, he's in character, and then she's just like whatever, and then throws it behind her, and you see him on camera for like a tenth of a second. He's like, what?
Yeah. And so they clone Sigourney Weaver's character Ripley with blood samples taken from before her death, after she had been infected, and they noticed the alien queen DNA, and they are able to make another alien queen with it, I guess.
Sort of.
Somehow.
Like from what I remember in this movie, they had a bunch of failed Ripleys. So Ripley does end up in this fucked up lab.
Yeah.
Full of partial Sigourney Weavers in tubes and one really gross one.
Tubes.
I just picture, like, I don't even know what she looks like, but one's like just like the head's way too big, and one that just has only one.
Oh yeah, she just walks into
like got big boobies.
she walks into like the body horror room. And then so anyway, she finds a bunch of those, and there's like one that's still alive, and it like begs her to kill it. Or begs her to kill her, basically, and then she's just like, "What the fuck is wrong with these people?"
Quite the moment.
Yeah,
I mean, but cloning yourself, and you're like,
the thing that they end up creating is called the newborn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're on this research vessel, which is Weyland Corp again.
Yep.
So Weyland Yutanai Corp, because they had a merger, but we're on this research vessel with these fucking fucked up sadistic scientists who have employed mercenaries to go out into the galaxy, kidnap people, and bring them there so they can be hosts for xenomorphs, so they can have an alien burst painfully out of their chest.
Yeah.
And give birth to this fucking death machine.
They're just trying to create a queen alien in this movie, right? Like that's why they cloned Ripley or something.
They're playing God, basically. I guess you could say playing God is a theme, but it was a theme with humans before it was a theme with someone else.
Yeah.
So, sure enough...
Before we played God was something that in turn wanted to play God so that we could continue playing God 4 movies later.
So, sure enough, these aliens, like, escape containment because they're experimenting, they're implanting people with facehugger babies. The ship goes into emergency mode, and this is, like, the fucking rub. You find out at this point, a scientist tells you that when the ship goes into emergency mode, it automatically charts a path back to Earth.
Why?
Why would you ever do that? So, like, there's this alien outbreak on the ship, and it's like, well, I guess I'll go back to Earth then. And everyone freaks out, like, oh, we can't have this going back to Earth. Well, why'd you program it to do that in the first place? Like,
crash it on the fucking moon, for Christ's sake.
This scientist later develops a xenoboner and betrays, like, the whole party, and is like...
Yeah.
Shoots black goo everywhere.
He black goos all over the place. Yeah. So now there's this queen that they created in a test tube or whatever. It gives birth to this hybrid human. Because just like Ripley,
it kills the queen, doesn't it? It like punches its way out or something.
Just like Ripley's DNA was mixed with the aliens, the queen's DNA was mixed with the humans. So it has this baby, this newborn,
right?
And for some reason, this newborn identifies more with Ripley than with its alien queen mother.
Yeah, and it like crushes her head,
and
right?
It goes back and kills the queen on like Ripley's behalf, which is weird.
I like that.
Yeah. So then this ship, the ship that they're on, ends up crashing into Earth, and like all like the party members all escape. But that's just kind of like where it's left. Like, oh, it crashed into Earth. Who knows what's going to happen there?
When they kill the newborn, it's like such a long scene. Yeah. So when they're still in space, because clone Ripley had a queen inside of her and then has acid blood. So she like hangs out with it and has like this really weird moment where she's like stroking its face because she's like, oh, my boy, my child or whatever.
She identifies with it.
Yeah, exactly. And then she cuts her hand and throws her own acid blood on a window, and it gets sucked out into space through like a pinhole.
Through a tiny hole.
Yeah. And the whole time it's sitting there, it's such a bad like Muppet too, and the whole time it's like it's like jiggling around.
Apparently, when they were making the film, like that scene of someone getting sucked through a pinhole was supposed to be in Alien 1. But it was like it was too complicated to do at the time, so due to like budget constraints,
they just did it in the 90s.
They just had to like skip over it. And then the writer for Buffy, Joss Whedon, when he was writing this, he decided to bring it back, kind of thing. But when he was doing it, it was originally supposed to be a man, And then they had to do, like, originally in Alien, it was supposed to be an unnamed grunt.
Okay.
And then in Alien 4, when Joss Whedon originally doctored the script, it was supposed to be a general, like a character, actually.
Yeah.
Who was supposed to get sucked to a hole. And they decided that, and the director decided, like, that was too gruesome. And it was such a gruesome death that's how the ultimate villain of the film should die.
That makes sense, yeah.
But the ultimate villain was also the one who killed the queen and saved humanity. And it's just like,
oh, yeah.
But it would perpetuate the alien stuff. So it's not the ultimate villain, but it was like.
When we're done, you gotta watch the clip. It's so
not
fucking
the final
dumb.
solution.
Yeah.
It gets sucked out, and at some point it's like starts speaking English too. It's like Mama, Mama,
no.
and then it's just like oh, it's still screaming when it's just a head, and then its skin like peels off its skull, and then it's still like, and then its skull just like kind of breaks apart like a dinner plate and flies out the window, and that's it.
Based on what you're saying to me, like I haven't watched any of them. I want to watch one just for like the atmosphere and like, the general creepiness, but
one
like
is really so good.
But the storyline itself, like if someone pitched this to me in an elevator, I wouldn't be like.
No, that's like most sequels though, right?
Yeah, I guess
you never pitch the sequel.
Yeah,
you pitch the original, and then the company's like, we know we can make money off a shitty film.
When you clone your main character.
The second one isn't bad either. I mean, James Cameron directed it, and it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
It captured a fair amount of the ambience, and there was like higher stakes because now there's a kid involved.
Yeah.
It's like they got to keep the kid safe, but the kid has some attack. The kid is like, it was this colony that was attacked, and this kid is like the lone survivor of this colony, as far as you know. But when Colonial Marines comes in, that's like they land on that planet and they find more survivors of that same colony.
Yeah.
It just kind of like retcons a bunch of shit, but it's okay. Alien 1 was a good movie. I mean, they're all worth watching, I would say. Like plot wise, no.
Don't think about it.
3 and 4, no. There's a couple scenes that are campy and like shitty, but overall, it's like, oh shit, they're trying to escape from an alien. Okay, I can get behind this.
Yeah.
I would try to escape from an alien too. I can relate to this movie.
They have very relatable goals.
That's cool.
And that's it, guys. That's the alien stuff.
At present, since they looped around with 2 prequels, yeah, that's true. The newest movies were the first ones we covered.
Exactly.
That's it.
So, guys, that's been Lore Boys. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Ethan Palmer. You can find me at Ethan the Dead Man on Twitter or Instagram. Peter, where can we find you?
You can find me at Pete O'Donohue on Twitter. You can find me Old Aunt Peter on the Instagram. And you can find all of us at Lore Boys podcast on YouTube.
For myself, James Miller, you can find me at JAYMILLK on Twitter.
Yes.
Also, I'm willing to give out my Facebook. If you want to find me on Facebook, it's facebook.com/JamesTheMiller. And add me up.
James the Miller.
We'll have a talk.
Don't add me.
Please, if you liked or disliked the episode, please leave us a review on iTunes. Let us know what we did wrong.
DMs are open as well, by the way, on Twitter.
It really helps a lot.
Yeah.
And please don't forget to subscribe to Lore Boys Premium. This week we're giving away 30 trampoline springs.
Oh, nice.
So you know what they call a trampoline without any springs?
A tarp?
Yeah. It's a piece of canvas and some metal. So,
not even a very good tarp because rain comes through it.
It goes right through it. So subscribe this week. Turn your tarp into a trampoline.
Tune your crystal radio in for Lore Boys Premium. Lore Boys episode about the American Pie movies.
Yeah, that's it. We do a whole episode on Stifler, dude.
Stifler.
That character has depth.
Yeah.